the decks have a ton of powerful reprints in them. But I think this one's pretty emblematic because I was actually looking for one of these the other day. So Archon of Cruelty. This is a favorite Reanimator target in Modern. This is going to come in the Graveyard Overdrive deck, among other cards.
Yeah, so in addition to the, we've been looking at the face and the feature commanders, you get 13 other new designs in the deck, and then they're 100-card decks. And so, of course, that means, we have a lot of opportunities for bringing in some amazing reprints, and Archon of Cruelty is just one of them. So,
yeah.
And of course, as you mentioned, it's a Reanimator target, and that deck's clearly about graveyard and graveyard manipulation. So, you just get great matches like that.
Yep. Yeah. Chat's mentioning Reanimator, creativity. This card sees a lot of play, but it is in the pre-con. So yeah, the pre-cons, the lists for those with all those sweet reprints, that's coming next week. In fact, next week on this very show, we're going to be showing off one of the decks. Cool. Last deck here to talk about is Tricky Terrain. I'm a pretty big fan of this one. I love the callbacks here on Omo, Queen of Vesuva. Vesuvan Doppelganger is an early favorite of mine, and this works similarly with non-basic lands. And so this whole deck is about non-basic land copying and changing types and all kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely a shenanigans deck through and through, right? You can do a lot by changing land types, and of course, it has the typical ramp capabilities. So you're just putting a lot of land into play.
Yep.
And I've seen already some memes about everything bagels instead of everything counters. So I look forward to people custom making some, maybe everything bagel counters and really going all out there. But yeah, it's definitely, if you're somebody who likes to brew and put together some pretty cool combos, and of course there's Urza lands and locusts and all that goodness of what you can really do with lands. So and it's great too, because of course in Commander, if they do kill Omo, like you're going to be able to play the Commander tags and get Omo going again.
Yep. All right, next up for the backup commander, we have Jyoti Mo'ag Ancient. And again, that borderless profile art is fantastic. But this one creates 1/1 green forest dryad tokens. Michael, what's that a reference to?
Oh, the iconic Dryad Arbor for sure.
So yeah, we've got more wild land shenanigans here. And then there it is, the forest dryad token.
There it is.
Yeah. And they are affected by summoning sickness. Definitely a good thing to know, because it, I mean, much like Dryad Arbor, it's the taps for green. So not just a 1/1.
Yeah. And then we're going to highlight one of the reprints from this deck. You'll see the full deck list next week. But we're bringing in, it's a land deck. Why not bring in the Apex Devastator with that classic line Cascade, 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 Cascade.
Yeah. And it's a 10/10 in case you still need
and
that.
It's a 10/10.
Right? Like, this is like, yeah. No, definitely. I mean, once again, powerful reprints. As I mentioned, the deck has a ton of acceleration. So, 10 mana is something that's very achievable, both between being commander and then also the mana ramp. And, I mean, cascading 4 times, it's very fair.
It's pretty fun.
It's super fair.
Yeah, it really represents, I think, the power of these decks and of Modern Horizons sets well. Of it's like, hey, here's a whole bunch more,
Absolutely. All right. Well, that concludes all the preview cards we have. We do have a couple minutes if chat has questions. If you tag at Magic, I'm more likely to see them. But while we're looking at that, real quick, in short, without giving too much away, what are you most excited for from this set, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, for me, what I love about the Modern format and just Magic in general is, exploration and people's creativity and the ability to build awesome, cool decks and express yourself and finding the fun combinations that exist out there. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing the community's reaction and building decks and just how do they piece the the puzzle pieces together in new and exciting ways. So that's the fun for me.
All right, Mike.
I'm looking forward to opening up fetch lands out of my packs.
uh,
It's just like, I really love them, and I know we didn't show them off here, but showing them off elsewhere. And once again, I mean, you see what the artists have done.
Yep.
And so just getting new fetch lands and borderless and retro and all the different extended art, all the different treatments. It's just like, it just feels great when you open up a Magic pack and you're like, oh sweet, I always need more fetch lands. So yeah.
All right.
And drafting it.
And I'm very excited to draft it. Oh, and that's we haven't talked about it that much, but this is a Modern Horizons set coming to Arena.
Yeah. I mean, it was, for those who watched the video, it was great to be able to finally bring Modern Horizons all the way to Arena. One of the great things about Arena now being around for as long as it has is they've just a lot of the mechanics that we're calling back to, they've already implemented.
Right.
And so then them just doing the new cards is more achievable. And so yeah, it was great to be able to have Arena bring Modern Horizons 3 fully to it.
Yeah. All right, we only have a couple minutes, so I'm going to try to get to a few questions. Yes or no, Michael? Is there merfolk support coming in this set?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Just rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll keep it high level. This next question is not going to be so rapid fire, but I think it's a good question as we enter previews, which is what are the draft archetypes?
So, well, as we kind of looked at earlier, Modified is a big part of it. Eldrazi is a big part of it. And then there's kind of some more disparate things. We'll also be seeing Affinity and more artifacts. We'll be seeing kind of some classic control decks that are about drawing cards. But yeah, kind of the big themes are, I didn't mention energy. So kind of the 3 big themes are Eldrazi, energy, and Modified, and then you'll be seeing some other stuff as well.
All right. This is a question for Mike. Are the concept Eldrazi the only serialized cards in the set?
What a good question. Yes, they are the only serialized cards in the set. So there's 250 of each of them, and they're collector booster exclusives.
All right. This is sort of a trick question. Are we getting Tron lands? Depends on what you mean by Tron lands. Are we getting lands with the subtype? We've shown at least one of them off. Yes. Are there
audio?
others?
Hello? Can you guys hear me in chat? Oh my god,
everything
dude.
counters means you can.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can help yourself.
Loci.
Hello. Oh my god,
Right.
I'm pulsating. Nice.
Let's see.
DJL here.
Gates.
Early to my show. Awesome. The memes on me, guys. All right.
So I'm seeing
do
a lot
have
of
the
questions about
thing lined
Arena,
up here after all these words.
how it's going to implement it in Arena, and they're all great questions. I would encourage you to check out the Arena communications channels, the blog, that sort of thing. They're going to have the details of how everything is going to be expressed on Arena, including things like pets and all of that sort of stuff. Mike, do the collector's editions come with full art lands?
It's about the commander decks, the collector edition commander decks.
I think so. Yeah, I mean that was the question.
Yes, no, they have extended art. I mentioned that they come up with 13 new designs in addition to the face and feature. Those 13 rares that are new, those all come in extended art. The lands in the deck are just regular frame. If the question was about the collector booster does come with, you get a foil full art of the Eldrazi full art lands in every collector booster. So,
all right, Michael, are there any vampires in MH3?
Yeah, a very iconic one.
Okay. All right. Any slivers?
No,
Okay.
I don't believe so.
All right.
Yeah, and all of these memory questions, please,
Just take with a
please.
grain of salt.
Yes, yes. We know the sets well, but
So, okay. I'm going to take this one. It says, please answer the plethora of Commander-related questions. So, Mike did speak to why the Commander products exist a bit ago when we at the top of the Commander section. If you missed that,
Hey, what's up, Prozzy?
I'd encourage you to go back and watch it. I unfortunately don't have the timestamp off the top of my head, but it's right before we started showing off the Commander pre-cons. The short version is that we have multiple audiences, and we realize that Commander players do love Horizon sets, and so we're doing a thing for them. We can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it really is about, hey, we wanted to, make Commander specific content. Of course, we do blend that into the main set
Yeah.
as well. But,
Okay.
with Modern Horizons.
Okay, I screwed up, but that answer
product for
is
Commander players,
yeah, dude. Come on now.
We wanted to make sure we could
Really?
make cards specifically for that audience without having to worry about how does this play in
Wow.
draft
Yeah.
or other.
You can see the
constraints of
comments going
Commander.
crazy right now. So glad they
all right,
made
I
us
think this is
a
probably the
Commander
last question
set.
we have time for. It is 10:30. Will the retro frame cards from MH1 and MH2 be only in foil or in non-foil as well?
They'll be in both.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, and once again, I have a collecting article. I'm guessing it's up by now on Daily MTG, and so that's the place where if you want those super specific questions answered, I really break it out, often to the 1/10%, so you can have a good idea of, hey, when I open up this collector booster, what are the possibilities, and list all of that out. So take my written word and document it, because it really
It's going to be better than your off the top of the head memory. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. That is all we have time for. I see there's plenty of fantastic questions. Hopefully those questions were either answered earlier in the show or will be answered as we go through previews this week and next. So we are, if you head to dailymtg.com, there is an article called Where to Find Modern Horizons 3 Previews. That is going to provide you a list and links to all of the awesome creators and partners and press outlets and our outlets that are showing off cards from Modern Horizons 3 for definitely the first time that you've definitely never seen before. And that is going to be going on this week and next week. Next week on this show, we are going to be talking through one of the Commander decks with Reggie, I believe, is going to be rejoining the show to talk about the deck. So that it's cool. We've never revealed an entire Commander deck on this show before, so that'll be fun. In the meantime, check out Commander Horizon. Oh boy, yeah. Thanks, chat. I was reading all those comments.
No way, dude.
Check out Modern Horizons 3
almost
previews.
said Commander
going on
Horizons
this week and next.
Oh my
That's gonna
god.
be clipped. All right. I thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Oh my god. He said it. Oh, dude.
Apartments.com has helped millions of renters find their places, and they all have a special place in my heart, which is why I keep a picture of each.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my This is like the sweetest pack ever. That is awesome. These sets are made for people like me. I've been playing the game for a long time, and I love limited, and Modern Horizon sets are perfect for that.
The cards are super juiced, and everything is far more exciting and fun to play.
And everything is so strong, but everybody has these strong decks as well. So it's kind of like haymaker after haymaker.
And this is the one time when the gloves get to come off for the designers, and they get to just unload all these cool, weird ideas.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to put that in the set? Yes, I do.
Upload it. Please.
For Modern Horizons 3, we knew that we were going to be doing Eldrazi, we knew we were going to be doing Energy, and we were going to be doing these sort of build around, transform planeswalkers. Everything started from there and then just rippled outward as we developed the set.
So for 30 years, like basically 2/3 of my life, I've been playing Magic. I've seen the Modern Horizons grow and develop, and it's my jam. You know, it's exactly
Yes,
what I'm
Tom.
about.
The one thing that kind of unites everyone who works at Wizards of the Coast is we love Magic.
Oh
People
my
that work on the
God.
set, the people that even work on any part of Magic are Magic players. We still play every day. We follow and pay attention to like the
Hey,
trends and
what's
what's
up,
happening
Hillbilly?
in real life
Oh my
tournaments. We
God.
wouldn't do that if we weren't passionate about it.
All right, Posy,
Yeah, before I
I'm
came to
going, brother.
Wizards, I was a very competitive Magic player. That was always my favorite type of tournament, was Modern, where it's like there's tons of interesting possibilities. The metagame is always going to be very fresh.
There's so many options and cards that you can kind of express yourself in just whatever way you feel like it.
If you like something about Magic, it's in Modern for you somewhere.
I mean, that's the fun. It's like you give people more toys and then they find different ways to break it.
Me, I'm excited for when the set comes out.
Oh, look at that beautiful display.
The first time you actually see the
Hey, Bobby, I'll
real
play your clip in
glossy
a bit,
Magic
bud,
cards in your
but-
hand.
Is that our boy?
What is
I think it is.
I think that's
now it's in a real Magic card, official, crisp.
Really the
First
first
pack.
one of these I've opened. I'm trying to hold it all in right now.
You've worked with it for years and you still get this sense of awe when you get to open those packs.
Yeah.
No, this is a real Magic set because we gave players a way to
Realized they
elk
didn't
stuff.
have like
A lot of the
promo
appeal
for this.
of formats like Modern, like Legacy, like Pioneer, is that if you buy a deck, you're going to be able to play it for a really long time, ideally forever. We also want people whose decks maybe haven't gotten new tools in a while to make sure that they do have an outlet to be able to get new things.
And then there's, I'll call the audience that loves powerful cards.
You guys shut up. Just shut up already, guys. Oh my God. I'm going to go back. I got to see that elk. I think we had a preview of that elk, right? Is it because they spoiled so much that they're not even doing previews yet? They're just yapping about it? All right, where's the elk? Yeah, cheers to you too, bud. All right. It's the scene. Come on. That almost looks like someone we know. Hold on.
You can kind of express yourself in just
Where's the
whatever
elk?
way you feel like it.
If you like something about Magic, it's in Modern for you somewhere.
I mean, that's the fun. It's like you give people more toys.
fun
and
is
then they
more
find
elks.
different ways to break it.
Me, I'm excited for when the set comes out.
Oh, look at that beautiful display.
The first time you actually see the real glossy Magic cards in your hand.
Is that our boy?
What is
I think it is.
I think that's
now it's in a real Magic card, official, crisp.
Really the
First
first
pack.
one of these I've opened. I'm trying to hold it all in right now.
You've worked with it for years and you
I missed
still
the
get
elk.
this sense of awe when you get to open those packs.
Yeah.
No, this is a real Magic set because we
Wait.
gave players a way to
Can you
elk
show a
stuff.
freaking card? There we go. Oh my God. Now we understand why they have potato cams. Okay, it's an elk, 2 and a green, bestow, 1 and a green. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk with base power and toughness 3/3. So this is okay. It's basically one more for that transformation card. You guys know I'm horrible with freaking names, but it's a creature, but you can bestow instead. Interesting. Okay, and now back to more words. Words. Can anything work for me today? Oh my God. All right, so today was the ultimate meme. Like, you think I busted a meme on you, but my computer busted a meme on me. My alarm did, and so did I. So this is amazing. But in the meantime, all we see so far is words.
Words.
Okay. Oh my God. But I mean, the other meme too is that we said Commander. Oh God, Commander, right? Oh, no. Oops. Oh my God, I'm still dying over here, guys. I don't know what else. Oh, dude. Oh man. This is the worst show ever. I'm sorry, guys. Honestly, I am. But him saying Commander was just amazing. Dobby, thank you everyone that was here early. But we definitely need some Dobbiness in the house, bro. There we go.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
What? I didn't.
Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free.
Oh my god. All right, continuing on.
A lot of the appeal of formats like Modern, like Legacy, like Pioneer, is that if you buy a deck, you're going to be able to play it for a really long time, ideally forever. We also want people whose decks maybe haven't gotten new tools in a while to make sure that they do have an outlet to be able to get new things.
And then there's, I'll call the audience that loves powerful cards. I have to recalibrate my entire brain around picking these really powerful cards.
It was a couple months of us kind of locking ourselves on a different floor from the rest of the design teams, get through the list of all the cards we want to see in play, and we would print it out of these printers, different Magic cards, which is pretty cool, and then assign them out every week and be like, let's do a report every couple days on how things are going, how our cards looking.
An hour playing is often worth, just hours of
It's been a
conversation.
minute, bro.
I can feel when things are coming together, and I can feel when things need revised. Part of the fun thing about early design is you want to explore what's fun. What parts of this do we like? What parts do we need to move on from?
We've got some playtest versions of this card so we can kind of see how it evolved, right? And what we found was this deck had so many weird lands that made colorless mana that it was super hard to cast this card before and after.
You're playing, and Michael Majors, the lead designer, will come up behind you and be like, oh, all of a sudden your 4/4 is a 3/3. Or you're like, hey, this says these words. Does it mean that? And it's like, no, oh, that was the old version. Scratch out, right? By the time you get to the end, you really are like, wow, this is revolutionized. This has really come together. And so playtest cards represent all of this change, all of the work that we do.
It's kind of fun to see what you designed to put into the set versus what the player.
Okay, so 2 previews, and they kind of just brushed real past it real quick. Oh, it's this worm, but not really, bro. Okay, we had a worm. Dude, that's my feeling right now. Right there, that is my feeling. Okay. Look at all his words. There's so many words that you can't even catch.
Let's do a report every couple days on how things are going, how our cards looking.
An hour playing is often worth, just hours of conversation. I can feel when things are coming together, and I can feel when things need revised. Part of the fun thing about early design is you want to explore what's fun. What parts of this do we like? What parts do we need to move on from?
We've got some playtest versions of this card so we can kind of see how it evolved, right? And what we found was this deck had so many weird lands that made colorless mana that it was super hard to cast this card before and after.
Okay, so that was the commander. Okay. Notice we had the one card that was that pseudo cool that was the elk. This is the queen.
After
you're playing, and Michael Majors, the lead designer, will come up behind you and be like, oh, all of a sudden your 4/4 is a 3/3. Or you're like, hey, this says these words. Does it mean that? And it's like, no, oh, that was the old version. Scratch out, right? By the time you get to the end, you really are like, wow, this is revolutionized. This has really come together. And so playtest cards represent all of this change, all of the.
There we go. Thank you. Finally, a preview. Crazy. Wormcoil, larva, 5-drop, 3/3. When it dies, you get a 1/2 Phyrexian worm. Okay, so this is like Wormcoil engine, but way weaker. Nice. Good job. Good job.
The work that we do.
It's kind of fun to see what you designed to put into the set versus what the players do with it.
So there's people like me who just love to draft.
I love drafting.
Drafting is my bread and butter.
I am a draft fanatic. The Modern Horizon sets are some of my favorite of all time to draft.
Wow, that's really cool. Getting multiple
Mine
rares.
costs 10 mana. What does yours cost?
When you start opening these cards, it's like, wow, wow, wow. And you have to pick one of them each time, but they are
I keep getting rares. Oh no.
really amped up. Unfortunately, your opponent's also powered up, but that's just what makes for compelling, fun games.
We've really made sure that a lot of the different 2-color pair archetypes are very loud about what they're trying to do.
Energy looks like one that they actually wanted to make one of the hallmarks of.
Oh, okay. Artifact, get 1 energy. You may get that many +1 instead. Okay. So there you go. Pump it up the energy. Tap it. Activate only if you paid or lost 4 or more. What? Oh, draw a card only if you paid or lost more than 4 or more energy this turn. Okay, brain work. All right, cool.
Of the set, and it's a really cool additional resource that you can manage that isn't life total or mana.
Right?
Early on, the team sits down and says, all right, we have 10 color pairs. We're going to have Eldrazi, we're going to have energy, but also we have to figure out how are they going to mix.
With Modern Horizons, the power level is clearly a bit higher.
The 3 Eldrazi Titans are here. They're
that
returning.
according to that
If you thought
worm.
Emrakul was exciting, we have both Ulamog and Kozilek that I hope will also blow your socks off.
For me, Emrakul the World.
There was a new one there, right? There's like so much leaked that they okay. Defiler, World Anew. Defiler. Yeah, old. Broken Reality is the new one. All right, so just confirmed because, like, yeah, all right. So Emrakul and the Broken Reality is the new one. Defiler's old, right? No, it has Ward, so there you go. How come none of these have so these are all the new ones. Okay. Sorry. Literally just waking up. Ulamog Defiler comes in with the X amount of counters on it equal to the greatest mana movement cards in exile. Okay. That is still like super rude. Like, I do appreciate the art now that we can actually see it not on a potato phone. So yeah. Did we see this? The Defiler before? Huh. All right, moving on.
Both Ulamog and Kozilek that I hope will also blow your socks off.
For me, Emrakul the World Anew, it's this amazing, like 12-12. That will represent the enormity of Emrakul. And this has madness. Like if you have 6 colorless and you discard it, you can play it for basically half its cost.
I'm super stoked for Eldrazi. These cards go huge. They're really strong, but you have to work for these cards. And that's the type of card that I really like. It makes my brain start to spin about how can I put these together to get this huge payoff.
So whenever you look at the new Kozilek, manifesting is not something that you normally get to do in a Magic set. With Kozilek, you get to find whatever your high impact cast trigger is going to be throughout all of Magic's history, and then how do we make that powerful enough to hang in Modern? When it comes to a Horizon set, we generally know that there's sort of an expectation that there's going to be some sort of free spell cycle. We did the Evoke Elementals in MH2, the Forces in MH1. For MH3, we have the Flares.
So we definitely needed an exciting new twist card. So instead of pitching a card from your hand, you actually need to sacrifice a non-token creature on the back.
Okay, there we go. So here's the full set. I know we saw the Force of Denial and the spoilers. Do you see how they're just brushing through these like super quick? It's very interesting. All right, so the white one, which I don't remember seeing, I could be wrong. Sacrifice a non-token white creature. Play this for free till the end of turn. Your life total can't change. Okay, so we did see that one in the leaks. Force of Denial, we all are very familiar with. Flare of Malice. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value. Okay, we saw that one. And of course, we have sack a creature to copy for free. And then this one, yeah, we saw all these. Wow. They really did a number on the leaks, man. It's like the whole set practically. That's why they're not even trying in this. It's crazy.
Battlefield of the corresponding color. So it's an interesting new dynamic.
Flare of Cultivation was one that we spent a ton of development cycles on, and some versions of Eldrazi that were trying to go further up the curve and cast bigger spells. We wanted to make sure that they're fun and not oppressive.
Flare of Duplication, all you have to do, you find a goblin who's lying around, you find a red creature, and you're like, I'm sorry, friend, you have to go. It's just like, I need 2 of the spell I'm casting. Just being able to throw back your opponent's spell in their face, that's amazing. And now, assuming assuming you have at least one red creature out, that's something that's going to have to be in the back of your opponent's minds.
Oh, do you have Frogmere Enforcer?
No
over
idea.
there? That's one of the
Go for it,
funnest
girl.
cards.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally a reference inside a reference. You have Big Mirror Enforcer, Little Frogmite as the prototype. And then the creature is the two of them combined. The name was a little different at one point, but
I think they figured it out. I mean, Frogmere Enforcer, you see it, you get it.
I really love the callback cards in the Modern Horizons sets.
We want to do callbacks. We want to have fun and for players to be able to catch references in the art where possible.
To me, callbacks are sort of this, I'll say, dive through Magic's history.
if you've played a lot of Magic, you're going to see characters that you're familiar with. You might even see some sort of meta references to cards.
You know, we're making this game for ourselves too, right? So we want those moments of excitement. Like, what if I could finally see this thing that I've always thought about and talked about and wanted to see?
I really like the series of cards that we've made where we take 3 kind of copies of one famous Magic card and staple them together into a single card.
We had Llanowar Tribe in Modern Horizons 1, we had Healer's Flock in Modern Horizons 2, and now we have Mog Mob, which is 3 Mog Fanatics.
If you get it, you're just like, oh, they took 3 of them and put them together.
I originally didn't have it as deal divided damage, and it was just deal 3 damage to any target. Someone gave me that suggestion. It's like, oh, this is actually a way better illusion to 3 Mog Fanatics.
This particular set's cool because it has a lot of throwback or callbacks to cards that I might remember from the past. So it's this interesting mix of brand new, never before seen, but also with things that are a little more familiar, a little more comfortable.
We have Snow-Covered Wastes, which is kind of a reference to the first time Eldrazi was a big deck, was called Eldrazi Winter.
I mean, the completionist in me loves the fulfillment of, we have 5 basics, we have a wastes. Okay, we have 5 snow-covered basics, we didn't have snow-covered wastes. Like, of course this is something that should exist. We need to have snow-covered wastes. And now we do.
Favorite part of the process is getting all the little in-jokes in, all the little Easter eggs.
Wumpus Aberration is one of the ones that is extremely on the nose. Carmen made a
I think we saw this one. So when we cast a spell, if colors wasn't spent to cast it, target opponent may put a creature card from their hand on the battlefield. The hell? Why? Oh yeah, we definitely, dude. The leaks, man, they killed this set. Wow. Okay.
a joke in a meeting, and it made Michael laugh hard enough that it now is just a real card.
I certainly believe her. Her memory is better
His
than mine.
commander.
I think my favorite
Horizons.
in-joke is also my favorite card in this set, and that's Witch Enchanter. Whenever you cast it, you say Witch Enchanter, because that's the name of the card. And in
Yeah, that is the name of the card. Yes. All right. So 3 drop and a white. When it enters battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Okay. Okay. So this is all right, but definitely not modern costed. Okay. Carry on.
Greater Magic, for cards that start with dis, people will say Witch Spell, and you say Dispel when you counter it, or Witch Member, Dismember, etc. So Witch Enchanter, you get to say Disenchanter, and when it enters the battlefield, it destroys an artifact or an enchantment, like the card Disenchant. And that was one that made a lot of people just giggle during playtesting, and getting to see your game pieces bring cards that start with Dis. People will say,
wow. Disc commander. Wait, which enchanter? Wow.
Witch Spell, and you say Dispel when you counter it, or Witch Member, Dismember, etc.
Yeah, okay. That's an old one. All right, all right. I was
So
just
Witch
checking.
Enchanter, you get to say Disenchanter, and when it enters the battlefield, it destroys an artifact or an enchantment, like the card Disenchant. And that was one that made a lot of people just giggle during playtesting, and getting to see your game pieces bring people joy in real times is what keeps me coming back to this job.
Witch Enchanter.
This one.
This one.
This one.
Wow.
And there's a whole backside to the card too.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
there's more card there.
6
Wow.
also on the list of cards where it was just kind of preposterous enough when I suggested it that the room kind of laughed, and then we thought, well, Ren and 6 originally did come from Modern Horizons 1, maybe.
The Horizons have matured enough to where we start referencing themselves.
It's a depiction of 6 before it merges with Ren.
Oh, before.
So there's
Okay.
this just really sensitive scene of them in the forest. and like autumn leaves.
There are a lot of constraints making the cards that a lot of people on the outside don't realize. In some cases, like token artwork, if a token is on a bunch of different cards, you can't always change the stats of the token. Genku Future Shaper is one that we thought was a cool enough character that we made a bunch of individualized tokens just for this card because we thought it was such a great story beat.
Okay, so we have special tokens to look out for. We got the rat with a lifelink. That's kind of cool. Moonfolk and a fox. That fox looked weird, man. Look at that fox. Weird.
Individualized tokens just for this card because we thought it was such a great story beat.
So those creature tokens are all of Genku's and Tamiya's children. It's basically him as a stay-at-home dad.
So one of the really cool things about working on a Horizon set like this is that you get to be really pointed at the kinds of cards that you're answering. So Thief of Existence was one that in playtesting, it literally was called Time Unraveler because the whole purpose of the card was to...
Okay. One colorless and a green. Cast a spell, exile one target non-creature, non-land permanent, and opponent controls with mana value 4 or less. If you do, Thief of Existence gains. When this creature leaves battlefield, target opponent draws a card. Bro, what? Ugh. Okay.
To check Teferi Time Raveler.
Serum Visionary is a classic Modern Horizon style design where we take a famous card, in this case Serum Visions, and we attach it to a creature. So this was a spell, now it's a creature that when it enters, it casts that spell.
Psychic Frog is maybe the first card I ever made.
I think Psychic Frog is just like the home run nostalgia hit.
Psychic Frog, right?
Psychic Frog. It is a clear reference to Psychotog as a psychic frog.
And it's a psychic frog. It's kind of, yeah.
Going back to the nostalgic feeling of it, like seeing cards that were a little bit twisted from their old designs, but basically the same thing, kind of just let me feel, you know, what it's like to open a booster back when I was 10 years old.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of the retro frame cards.
I think retro frame cards just kind of go back to that sense of, you know, what does nostalgia mean for certain people?
Holding a card in your hand that looks like the, you know, the first Magic card you ever opened.
Go back to that sense of, you
know. Chat player. Post name. Okay. Additional. Interesting. Beginning of channel players. There's an additional beginning phase after this phase. Huh? The instep happens after the added untap, upkeep, and draw steps. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh. So does this happen every turn? Okay, I have questions, guys. All right.
You know, what does nostalgia mean for certain people?
Holding a card in your hand that looks like the, you know, the first Magic card you ever opened up from a pack is, you know, just a really meaningful moment.
So I opened up a retro frame Flooded Strand.
Yes.
I see them and it immediately makes me think of when I first started playing Magic. And I don't know why, but there's something about the way it was when you started that just feels awesome.
For Modern Horizons 3, because it's really touching on callbacks and touching on nostalgia and really building into what I'll call the heart of Magic, it means that we go and we just build the art in a different way. Let's find out what we love, what our fans love, and tap into that.
I think it's really important to bring legacy artists back for a set like this because it, like, immediately it ties back in visually to the history of the game.
These artists know Magic inside and out. They're lore masters, and they've been working with us for so long. We all can put a lot of trust into them.
Richard Kane Ferguson, yeah, his work is incredible. You can't look at his art without like hearing like guitar riffs and like sky-splitting lightning.
White Orchard Phantom, interesting. 2 flying first strike. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 non-basic land. Its controller may search. Oh, interesting. Okay.
coming from his work.
He just dives into like immense detail. He has a very textured, almost crunchy look that I just adore. Nobody's work looks like that. And I think his work really stands out. The borderless frame break booster fund treatment is always really, really cool.
We've only done these really sparingly. You know, really the powerful cards can.
Okay, cool. So Nightmare, that art looks sick on this middle one here. I think we saw this leaked, but this is very interesting. You get 3, you can pay X, sacrifice creature, turn Nightmare to its owner's hand, return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery. Oh, okay. I thought we probably saw that one. Wheel of Potential we saw 2, and Power Balance. But the art is awesome. I'll give it that. Each of them you're getting 3. Okay. Pay X. Each player exile their hand and draw. Yes, we saw the wheel. And Power Balance for 2. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the 2 spells have the same mana value. Yes, we've seen all these. Wow, dude. The leak really did a number on them.
And get amplified by something exciting like that. But for the opponent, like they're feeling that, oh no, like it's so powerful, it's like breaking the card up as it's like showing up.
Yeah, so for me today, I drafted Eldrazi, and that's one of my favorite creature types. It's one of my favorite things that they've ever made creatively from Wizards of the Coast. So once I see that, I'm in.
These are concept art. I remember digging through the office to find like the original Eldrazi concept art. I think it's really exciting that these versions of this art is on these cards.
And this is a mock-up of a serialized card. That means that there's going to be 250 of these in the whole world. It makes it really special.
Yeah, these are the dream pools, right?
Right, yeah. When you're opening a collector booster, you're hoping to get one of those Eldrazi.
I mean, you have a chance to open one of these, and that's an experience that you're just not going to get very often. You open up something so cool, and this would be like the best open of my entire life if I got one of these. Also, I'm a huge fan of Emrakul. I'm a huge fan of Mark Tadine, the artist for this, so I love the artwork for it. I mean, this would probably be a card that would never leave my collection if I opened it.
Usually what my favorite process is just working with the artists, communicating with them, and they can be really creative.
Aether Refinery was an example of a
Sorta.
card where we really gave the artist more freedom. The art description was basically just design as an Aether Refinery, and then they came back with an Aether Refinery, and it was the most beautiful Aether Refinery ever. I'm always surprised by the art that comes back. Whenever I write it down, I have this picture in my head of how it's going to be, but I'm not an artist. I'm about the words. And then the artist will take that and transform it into something amazing.
So I think like when I start drawing, usually I try to just think about just the general gesture of what's going on. I'm Evan Fong, and I've been doing art for Magic since Theros Beyond Death. I do illustration and concept art. I did the Tamiyo card. It's my first Planeswalker. I'm really excited to see her. These are like preliminary sketches I did. This is kind of like my thinking before I go into like sending the sketches to Sarah. I've been looking at a lot of manga artists lately, and they do a lot of ink work and pencil work, and it made me really inspired to kind of try to get the energy that comes with working with analog media.
I really enjoyed the Tamiyo card in particular because we don't have to feel beholden to our current timeline. We can go back and show her as she was in the past. And that's something that is really unique to the Modern Horizon sets.
Getting to see them before they were these powerful overall like best cards in Magic characters, and seeing them be like just people,
being vulnerable,
being
kind of real,
being human.
I think that was one of the coolest parts about this project was like that showing both things, right? Getting a chance to do both.
So for the B side of my transformation card, where she's kind of exploding into her Planeswalker, I was really inspired by a lot of anime I saw growing up, like magical girl transformations and things like that, because there's a lot of like graphic design elements and like things where the special effects are used, like as ribbons or things like that.
So I have a little surprise to show you.
Okay.
Look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Look at it.
Oh, it looks so good.
It's the textured foil version.
Wow. Oh, she looks awesome.
Isn't that
Oh my
amazing?
gosh. Yeah.
You did so good with this.
Oh,
Like, I
thank
know
you.
it was a challenge
All right.
to like break the
Expert now.
frame
Yeah.
and still like show her in the middle of it.
Oh, that's
But then
cool.
see the texture on it?
Yeah.
The first time I looked at a card that I had commissioned, I cried. Watching someone create art, like getting a sketch back from someone, like I send them a description and it's very rational. I read
The
through it
artwork
and it makes
is,
perfect sense. And then when I see
definitely-
the sketches, no matter how rough
Wow.
they are, the ability of a human to show feeling and to create out of nothing, just like every time it blows my mind, it doesn't get old. So whenever I open a card and see it, like cut and printed by a giant printing machine and like it's polished and it's beautiful. Knowing how many people had to make that card look good. It's very moving.
What's your favorite art
I mean, duh, it's young Soren.
The front side of Soren's Sleepwalker card is him as a human teenager when he's just this lordly little princeling on Innistrad.
And young Soren is one of my favorite moments in the whole set that really like gives you that he's like looking off to the side.
I wanted him to be this pouty, brooding.
All right, let's check it. Definitely one I would probably want to swoop up on. Colorless in a black. Lifelink extort, beginning of your post combat main phase. If you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Soren, then return them. And the flippy side has extort. Then create a food token, -1, deals damage equal to the amount of life you gain this turn. Interesting. -6, gain control of target creature, becomes a vampire in addition to, okay, put a life counter on it. Nice. If you control a white permanent other than that creature or Soren. Interesting. Okay. Still sneaking in that white. All right, bet.
Angsty teenager, and then the art came back, and he was exactly that. It's like, oh my gosh, that is perfect.
It's fun to do that many planeswalkers and to depict many of them when they're young. Or they sparked, like Raw was my favorite because what does he look like as a young man? And so it's really exciting to see them in a more vibrant and explosive pose to where they're actually coming forward.
It's amazing to see these planeswalkers come to life. I mean, this is literally showing their spark moment. There's a borderless Ajani, and you can see Ajani and the impact that the death of his brother had on him. It's one of the original planeswalkers, right? Lauren debuted Ajani, and he's still with us today, and we get to bring him back over and over again. So,
you know, from my perspective as an art director, one of the most fun things about it is getting to look back in the catalog of the art, kind of bring back some artists. Like we work with Ron Spencer for one of the double-sided Planeswalker cards, and he's been making art for Magic.
That's kind of what I'm excited for.
And Grist is kind of disgusting. She's like this giant monster made out of bugs. The other side, which we've never seen in Magic before, is Grist as like a little caterpillar. And it's like got dripping fangs and all these like purplish, reddish, like viscera colors. And it's so beautiful. You could like print it on silk, but it's like a gross little like monstrous caterpillar. Amazing.
Of course, I have a lot of love for tons of different cards, and Ophelia is definitely my #1 pick. She is in likeness of my personal pet, Ophelia. This is Ophelia. She's a good girl. Yeah, so here she is. Here's my pupper. It's Ophelia, the exuberant shepherd.
So the borderless profile cards give us this chance to...
I don't remember this one. I'm sure we saw it in the leaks, but okay. 1 drop and a white flash. When it attacks, exile to 1 target non-land permanent. At the beginning of the next in-step, return the card to the battlefield under its control. If it entered under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Ophelia. All right. It's not bad.
Show the fans like a really much more intimate, singular look at these powerful creatures and characters. You know, when we draw planeswalkers or important characters on a Magic card, the reality is their faces end up being, you know, like half a centimeter tall because we want to also show part of their body and we want to show weapons and magical effects. So the borderless profile cards are, I think, a really special and fun treatment that we do. You think of like an old school battle of like being on horseback and the commander riding past, and if you're lucky, you get like the glint of their eye, right? And that like motivates you to run out and throw yourselves on the spears of the enemy.
Profile wasn't bad.
A gorgeous piece of work. We've done a couple borderless profile card versions of the Eldrazi, and it's always kind of like a mind scramble. They're just like these huge, monstrous, sky-filling horrors that destroy everything in their wakes. But Cosmic Podar is an artist. We've worked with a bunch on those, and they're able to like really work within the limits to really produce stuff that feels powerful and exciting in that little cardboard square.
Have you seen the borderless commander cards?
Nice, look at that.
Right?
Ooh la leck. Well, I've got the commander decks here. Why don't we pass them around? A Merit Lage token with a Sand Warrior on the back. I think that gives us an idea of some of the wackiness that is possible.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
One of the things that I really love about Modern Horizons 3 is that it's trying to make more Magic more exciting to more people.
This is not just a Modern.
It's funny. It's like the first time they saw a flip card, a flip token. That's meme worthy. Okay, fair. Carry on.
This is a set for everyone.
From the very beginning, we saw it change people's commander decks. Commander players love powerful cards. Magic players love powerful cards. I love powerful cards.
And so the angle that we found for the commander decks was, what if these are commander decks that feel like they are about the modern format?
One of the things about Modern Horizons 3 commander decks, those cards in there, they're commander legal.
The cards that we're releasing will have 2 different expansion symbols. Some of them will have the regular Modern Horizons 3 expansion symbol. Those will all be legal in Modern. And then some of them will have the MH3 Commander expansion symbol.
Yes, I know that's kind of awkward. The product's called Modern Horizons 3. I didn't want to let us be held back because, Modern's in the name. Once you open the package, they're just amazing Magic cards.
Oh, wow. These are the new commanders for the precons? Wow, that is awesome.
The Eldrazi Incursion deck, commanded by Ulalek, Fused Atrocity. For the Eldrazi deck, Eldrazi are a big deal in Modern. They've been, very impactful for quite a few years now. I just love having gigantic monsters that crush everything in front of them. The Creative Energy deck is led by Satya, Aetherflux Genius. In this deck, you want to build up your reserves of energy and then spend them all on a huge effect to sort of blow out your opponents in a big blast.
The energy reserve, you are going to fill it up and use that energy. There are, I think it looks like at least 4 copy tokens to give you an idea.
That's a lot of copies.
Yeah, that's a lot of copy tokens.
The Tricky Terrain deck is led by Omo, Queen of Vesuva. This is definitely the weirdest of the decks. She can not only give creatures all creature types, but she can give lands all land types. I love combining weird cards together that aren't normally played in Commander. I love winning with things that nobody expects. The Graveyard Overdrive deck is led by Disa the Restless. Now, this is an old character. She appeared in a whole lot of flavor text from Ice Age. Serious long-range callback there. But then mechanically, she calls back to something a little less ancient, which is Tarmogoyf, which is, was a huge player in Modern for most of the format's history.
This Jund deck has a lot of Goyfs in it. Our good friend Tarmogoyf, our old friend Lurgoyf.
And she makes tokens that are copies of Tarmogoyf because that is one of the greatest cards of all time.
A Lurgoyf themed commander? That's unique.
And let us just get more cards into more people's hands, right? Like, we knew there were commander players out there that were wanting cards that were custom for them, and the commander decks let us do that.
For players who like a flashier experience, we have the Collector's Edition Commander decks for MH3. These feature a new kind of foiling process called Ripple Foil that when you turn the card, it ripples like water. They look super cool and can only be found in the Collector's Edition.
These new commanders, whenever a new legendary creature comes out, everybody always looks at, okay, what can I do in Commander with these things? So I'm pretty stoked about it.
Oh, I can't wait. Commander's my favorite.
I think it's really exciting to have new commander decks, new commander options.
It's hard to not like the Eldrazi one, but I like the one that messes with the lands the most. Yeah, the lands deck is really weird. I want to try it out.
I think that these decks are going to especially appeal to people who are fans of both formats, the Modern format and the Commander format. You get to play something that feels like a Modern deck, but is big enough for a Commander table.
One of the first things I asked was, where can I play this? Because of course it's going to be in paper, but is it going to be on Arena? And they said, it's going to be on Arena. And I just thought, well, there goes my summer.
We want to bring Magic to fans no matter how you play.
If you want a fast game, Arena is the way to do it. And this is going to be one of the highest power formats of all time introduced to Arena.
It's fun to play with strong cards. It just is.
The effect that you can draft on a Modern Horizons 3 on Arena, I think, is the thing that players are the most excited about.
Once it goes up on Arena, you're not going to hear from me. I'm not calling you. I'm not calling anybody else here. I'm going to be drafting.
I'm going to draft it nonstop.
It's more accessible than ever and easier than ever to be able to just jump in and play with these cards.
A big part of it is just the scale. There's just so much to it. There's so much complexity. There's so many cards.
Well, we've had to avoid before, though,
Modern Horizons 2 was something we talked about back in the day, but it was just not possible at the time. Arena did not have the depth of the history of Magic In the years since, we've shipped more old card sets, we've added a ton of old cards, old mechanics, and when Modern Horizons 3 rolled around, we decided to go for it.
Usually when we interact with the Arena team, it's about we need to word things differently so it works on Arena. Magic Arena is a computer program, and it needs things to be very specific and very particular. We want these cards to work on Arena. We want that interface to be smooth. We want the gameplay to be fast. Okay, what needs to change?
Folks over on CDX will regularly reach out and say, you know, does this work? Is this something that Arena can handle?
Here are the cards. Do they work?
Is this card possible?
And then they dig in and they're like, okay, these ones work. And then other ones, they're like, this will never, ever work in 100 million years. Like, please, please, please change this.
Every once in a while, we push back and ask for slightly different words, or like, is there a way we can get this effect as a trigger instead of a replacement effect, that kind of thing.
To their credit, 99% of the cards we don't have to change. And the answer to does this work is yeah, good to go.
But in those meetings, when we're going back and forth with Studio X, it's very much as Magic players. Everybody in the room wants the coolest cards possible. So how do we make that happen?
We knew Modern Horizons 3 was coming when we designed Timeless, when we were putting all the pieces together and figuring out what we wanted Timeless to look like. We were sort of rethinking the way the Mastery Pass works for Modern Horizons 3, and it's going to function similarly to what players who go to Magic Fests or Magic Cons now would remember as a prize wall. I was a big fan of the prize wall coming to tabletop events years ago, and it sort of changed how people engaged with those large events. And I'm excited to see how Arena players respond to having access to something like a prize wall.
The first Modern Horizons was really popular. Modern Horizons 2 kind of identified that there was a much bigger audience for this than just your hardcore Modern players. The set is about nostalgia and history, and this is Magic's history, and it's now Arena's history. It's really exciting.
Yeah, so the people I got to play with today, you know, we're not talking about just game designers. This isn't just work for them. They show up and they're clearly fans of the game. I mean, you could see them looking around to see what our reactions were. They were proud of the decks that they drafted. They got exciting opening cards that they designed. And it really comes through when you get to sit down with actual cards in your hand, because you can see their face and you can see how excited they are about it.
It's like your frog's coming down, Jeremy.
Bye, Kozak.
Oh my god.
Better luck next time.
Solitude, huh?
Solitude.
Okay,
there you go, my friend.
A +1/+1 counter onto Madogo.
Dead jellyfish.
Do you regret giving this trample?
Do I regret giving? No. Yeah. The Wumpus needs trample. I'm going to play Solar Transformer.
Okay.
Enters, I get 3 energy. I go to 5. Play Scurry of Gremlins. I get 2 1/1 red gremlin creatures. Look, there he is. Then I get an amount of energy equal to the number of creatures I control.
Okay.
This card has 1 more ability.
Okay.
It's a very important ability.
Does it involve the word haste?
It does involve the word haste. 4, 8.
Are you serious?
11,
right
14.
now? This is real? This is actually happening.
This is actually happening. I'm coming at you for 30 damage.
May I go to blocks?
Yeah, you can block. You can block for sure.
I'll block this one.
I'm hitting you for 25.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Good game.
What the heck, Mike? You had nothing.
The bigger Magic fan you are, the more you're going to enjoy this set.
This has almost been 3-4 years in the making.
So just being a fan of like, yep, I'm gonna rip this open and give me some mythics, right? Give me some broken rares.
I could still like remember the smell of opening the booster pack. Isn't that weird?
I love Magic. I play Magic
Oh,
almost
there's a
every
smell,
lunch
all
hour.
right.
I know.
I'm really just hoping that the people around me feel the passion that went into the product and giggle about the references.
The best moments ever are when fans like open a pack and they gasp, or they think like, what? I never imagined they would do something like this.
Playing Magic cards in real life is second to none.
Marshall, I'm unstoppable.
You've never been stoppable. Okay.
Hello and welcome to the weekly MTG After Show, where we dive deeper into everything that you've just seen from the Modern Horizons 3 debut. Thanks for sticking with us. As a reward, we're going to talk more previews. We're going to talk about the set. We're going to dive deep with these two gentlemen over here who were instrumental in bringing this set to life. we have a Mike
Man.
Tyrion and a Michael Majors. Mike.
So I'm
and
not
Mike
sure if I'm going to go
Majors. I'm
main
gonna
screen
keep
here,
that straight
only
this
because we
whole
can now read
show.
the
I'm
chat.
gonna need 2 for years. We'll
And
get it
I
right.
know they're ripping on them a
Um,
new
but-
one,
We've had
so
these
that's going to
names
be
all our
very
life.
mean.
We'll help you out.
Thanks. So we're gonna hang out for the next hour. We're gonna reveal some more cards that you've definitely never seen before. There's no way you've seen these cards before. It's
I'll
absolutely
blow up
been
where
wonderful.
needed.
So we are gonna dive into this Modern Horizons 3 set. We're gonna talk about revamped legends. We're gonna talk about mechanical mishmashes and callbacks.
Okay, yeah. You guys see that? You guys see that? Oh man, for only 1,200 a pack. What a deal! Yeah, just in recap, shout out to you, bro. Nice, or girl, or whatever you identify as. All right, fair. Moving on.
We're going to talk about new to modern reprints. And of course, we're going to show off some sweet treatments. Before we get into that, why don't you two guys say what you did on the set?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mike Tyrion. I'm a product architect for Modern Horizons 3. You can kind of think of that as a combination of executive producer for the product and also product lead, product designer. So yeah, I got to do it here for Modern Horizons 3. It was great.
Are we going to get more spoilers, or can we leave already?
And I worked
Asking
a little bit on the
a
design
serious
of Modern
question.
Horizons 1,
Yeah.
so I've got to see it just
So it's your
grow
fault all the way through.
Yeah, that's I've been
More
involved in all
Commander,
of it.
please. Wow.
For all the amazingness it's made.
Yes. Excited for
Michael.
Commander Horizons 3.
Hi, I'm Michael Majors. I was the lead designer on Modern Horizons 3. Kind of
Wow,
similar to
modern
Mike,
players
I've
are the
had
most annoying
a long
people.
history with the Horizons product
Jeez.
line as well. I was the lead developer for Modern Horizons 1, and then also co-led development on Modern Horizons 2. So
Please stop
a lot of
printing
involvement over the
Commander
years.
cards.
All
Wow.
right, cool. Well, let's start with design philosophy. So we've seen a bunch of cool cards. We're going to dive into some more. We're going to dive as deep as commons in this show. So, Michael, talk about overall when you're designing a Horizons set, and specifically Modern Horizons 3, what's the philosophy you came into this one with?
Dies a
Yeah,
lot.
so the promise of the Horizons product line is basically that it originated as kind of a time spiral too. So in that sense, it's here are all these callbacks and allusions to Magic's history, which is not something that we can typically.
Yeah,
do in
I'm
those
copying
sets
and pasting some of this.
typically
This is
we're advancing the
hilarious.
story, and we have
Yeah, I
specific
froze
characters
chat.
and
Yes, I did.
storylines, and a particular plane where we have specific allusions or mechanics that are important to that plane or to those characters or to that storyline. So Modern Horizons is a unique time where we can basically hodgepodge everything out of Magic's history, both characters and mechanics. And we sort of think about it as like out of place, out of time.
Mhm.
So, maybe we're talking about Emrakul from a particular part of the storyline, and then at the same time we have
Everyone's saying it.
other
Commander
legends, other
Horizons.
characters that
Amazing.
canonically wouldn't really exist side by side with Emrakul or other types of cards and characters. And then simultaneously, we have access to basically all of mechanics through Magic's history. So we get to see a bunch of different mashups that we wouldn't get to normally experience. And not only does that create interesting and unique card designs, but it also kind of gives us an opportunity to
Someone's calling him out
rehash
for not
things that maybe we
printing
didn't do the best in the
Mox
past or
Opal.
that we've learned from since.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to dive right into the preview cards. We have a ton to talk about, and we're going to start, Michael, with some of those reimagined legends pulled out of time. Let's see our first preview card, which is Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. So we've got a 3-mana 3/4 Fox Advisor from the world of Kamigawa. And it's got lifelink. Enchantment spells you cast have affinity for auras. And whenever you cast an aura spell that targets a modified permanent you control, draw a card. So, Michael, where did this card come from?
Yeah, so right off the bat, we can kind of see an example of like here is a collection of things that we don't normally get to see on a single card, right? So
Yep.
affinity
Bowling
is
shirt
kind
to
of known for
drawsies.
being,
Yep.
with artifacts, and sometimes we do affinity for various types, but in this case, auras is super unique.
Mhm.
And then you see that it also cares about modified permanents you control. Modified is a really awesome way that you can leverage all the mechanics that Modern Horizons gets to use. You'll be seeing a lot of modified in Modern Horizons 3. And so this is a great mishmash of like, how can we take seemingly disparate things and then make a cohesive card out of them.
All right. And when you're designing a card like this, is this a shot at bringing the Auras deck back to playability? Is this just a cool card? Where does the inspiration come from?
Yeah, I mean, with Modern Horizons, obviously there's an expectation that there's pretty powerful cards that exist in them, and this is kind of an example of like, here's something that is very appealing to Commander players. Certainly you can build around this Auras.
Yeah,
something
Rabbit
in kind of a
Cat.
new and exciting way that we haven't seen before, but also just what can you do with affinity for auras in Modern? That's something that like people haven't ever really had the need to wrap their head around.
Yeah.
But here's some exciting new space that maybe people can play with and build exciting decks with.
Very cool. And so we've got a couple treatments up there. Mike, tell us about the borderless profile cards and also the foil.
I like that.
Yeah, so the borderless profile cards, you can see there
right here. It says, how many colorless auras are there? And is it time for aura Cheerios? So 0-drop auras. Yeah, they'll get there. Dies to hero's downfall. Yeah, I love it. Everyone's dies to removal. Of course it does. God. That's not a defense in WotC. I'm just saying.
And we'll be seeing these on the other legends that we're going to be looking at upcoming, because it is a treatment that we're using to highlight these legendary creatures, right? And so we did this recently with the Commander Masters set, and it's a pretty...
Amen. Amen. You're a hero and a scholar. To Sakara. There you go.
Pretty stunning, striking treatment, and it really just gives you a way to take a close-up look at the characters. So we'll be doing that with the legendary creatures, and you can find those in play in collector boosters, as well as upcoming we'll be looking at the collector commander decks, which feature the legends in that treatment also. And then foil etched, once again for the legendary creatures.
Yeah.
That
Life
foil
pauses,
etched
baby.
treatment debuted with Commander Legends a few years back, and foil etched and the legendary frame just really pair so well together that we wanted to bring that here in the Modern Horizons 3 collector boosters. So that's sort of the spread of how we handle these treatments.
Well, let's move on to some more revamped legends. So Pearlier, you may know Pearlier if you've been playing recently, because we've recently been on Kamigawa, but I'm a big fan of these next two because they speak to the players like myself who've been around for a long time, aka old.
Wait, hold on. Is it Kamigawa also?
Yeah, but we've recently returned to Kamigawa.
Neon Dynasty, I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure. But we've got a new version of Oladmri, who was one of the first legends.
Tape loop. A shout out to you, person. Yeah, I like it. Pretty much what we always say here.
Words.
Okay, moving on.
I encountered when I started playing, but we've got Oladmri Qore here, who is a very well-known elf and has a lot of cool abilities that kind of let you go off with creatures of various sorts. So
I am
Michael,
stoked
why
for
don't you
this
tell us
elf,
about
though.
the design of Oladmri here.
Yeah, I think Eladamri kind of is a great example of all of the audiences that we really are targeting with Modern Horizons. This is a very special character.
This is for Commander. It costs 3.
Been involved
Yeah,
in
that's
for 20
funny.
plus years. Basically, this is a depiction of Eladamri after he has become, the savior of the Wrath people and has kind of united the clans, which is just a very cool reference for a lot of folks. This is also, a really exciting potential commander card. It's, sort of combining an Elvish Piper with, a Realm Walker style ability so that you can, play creatures off the top of your deck, but you can also potentially cheat very powerful cards into play. Also, this is just a really exciting elf shot for Modern potentially.
Yeah.
Both, like I said previously, combining Realm Walker's ability to play creatures off the top of your
Leak
deck.
is real, bro.
Also, maybe giving you some ability to cheat something into play, like Eldrazi in this set, or Craterhoof Behemoth, famously in traditional elf strategies. So, really excited about Eladamri. I think it's going to be a really sweet card for a lot of folks.
Yeah, and people have been paying attention. Have probably seen there's a number of elf shots in
Yeah, not broken at all. Exactly.
Yeah. Which ones can we talk about, Blake?
I think if you were paying attention to the debut, you might have seen, for example, Priest of Titania.
Yes, very exciting.
Yep.
There's also maybe one more Modern reprint that we
we'll
get
see.
to talk about later.
Mike, we added a fourth treatment there from the last slide, and you saw the retro frame. So talk about the retro frame.
Yeah, so the retro frame, it's mentioning Priest of Titania, right? That's when it debuted, it came out at the time the Magic frame. now the retro frame. And what the retro frame does is it, for those people who have been playing a long time or have been collecting that treatment, it's another expression of Magic that some people hold near and dear to their heart. So we did Modern Horizons 3 cards in the retro frame, and so those can be found in the play boosters and collector boosters. And then we also chose select cards from the first Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2, and gave those cards retro frames that are only available in the collector boosters.
Yeah.
So that way, we didn't want to influence the play environment if you're drafting and whatnot, having to worry about MH1 and MH2 cards popping up. But we still sort of just extended the number of cards in that retro frame because we know it's
retro.
And so we wanted to give it back.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our third preview card, a flavor text all-star from back in Ice Age. Here we have Arna Kennerud, Sky Captain, a name that, again, many longtime players may recognize, but getting a legendary card here. So, Michael, talk about this card and also just like resurrecting these sort of obscure-ish legends.
Yeah. So this is, again, what are kind of the unique takes we can do with old mechanics or mixing things together. So, Arna Kennerud is a really sweet modified card. It gives you the opportunity to kind of mix things together in really exciting and potentially powerful ways with being able to make copies. But yeah, I mean, again, that's just kind of the promise of Modern Horizons in general is, we can take these
Can we get to the Modern cards now?
All right. Well, let's move on. We talked about some of the mishmashes of mechanics. And, we've done Phoenixes a lot of different ways, but this next Phoenix uses a recent mechanic. So this is Detectives Phoenix, which uses the collect evidence mechanic as well as bestow, all on the same line. So, Michael, how do you even end up on this sort of mishmash of these mechanics?
Yeah, this is a pretty wild one. I think my very beginning of this is like, how do I make a Dragon's Breath in modern times that is actually cool and playable? Which is basically an old school enchantment from Scourge, where if you had a big thing come into play, it would come from your graveyard and give it haste. So it's like those sort of concepts are a lot of the ways that I think about how to make Horizon designs. It's like, okay, I kind of want to emulate like the style or the feeling of something from the past, but how do we do it in a completely different way and a new spin on it? Yeah, Detectives Phoenix is interesting
everyone's
because
already
we
leaked.
had
Move on.
collect evidence in the Modern Horizons 3 file before it ever even come out in the real world, which is I think
this is a MKM card they forgot to include.
Yeah, basically it's like, okay, this actually emulates a lot of the things that I really want. I can give something haste from the graveyard. It makes sense that the resource that I have to consume is other stuff from my graveyard, and then bestow is just kind of like a really interesting way of making, a modern aura that seems powerful and playable.
And Mike, we've seen extended frames before. We do these fairly frequently, but
I could agree with
wanted
that
to talk
draft
about
bomb,
where you
maybe.
can find
Yeah,
these
all right.
in Modern Horizons 3.
Yeah, so the extended art frame is a collector booster exclusive. And so for the main set cards, you can find them in collector booster in both foil and non-foil. And, I just love here with the Detectives Phoenix how it just, shows more of the, the wings / the fire and the color just really radiating from it. So it just gives us a chance to show a little bit more of the art. For a card that looks like you're going to be needing to find it in your graveyard. So having a little extra art when it's sticking out is always a helpful hint there too.
All right, chat. I see you asking for modern cards and also commons and uncommons. So let's do some of that as if we planned it that way. This next one's not a common or uncommon, but it is a callback to a very powerful card, and it resurrects a mechanic that. As Michael alluded, maybe we didn't do.
I like
quite
that.
right
Elder
the first
Dragon
time,
Horizons
but,
3. Yes.
We're working on it. So here's a Volatile Storm Drake. And God, that borderless frame break is gorgeous. We've sold a few of those. But we've got a 3/2 that deals with energy, swaps creatures. Michael, what's going on here?
Yeah, so this is a pretty clear allusion to Gilded Drake, which is a very powerful and iconic old school card where basically you get to play the Gilded Drake and then have it swap with a creature your opponent controls. And if you fail to do that, you sacrifice the Gilded Drake. So what I always viewed energy as an opportunity for putting it in Modern Horizons is basically like we can use that as a means to both balance and give a different spin on old cards or old play patterns. So, we don't necessarily love the play pattern of Gilded Drake, or like I just cast it and I immediately take your biggest thing, no questions asked. But here with Volatile Storm Drake, we basically have the opportunity to like use energy as a mechanism to gate your ability to use the card in a particularly degenerate way. And so there are some trade-offs which are also interesting. You can, clearly you can't exchange this for Grizzlebrand or Atraxa just by casting it. You have to
Poor man's
acquire
Gilded
energy in
Drake.
some other
Interesting.
way or go through some hoops. But there are some interesting upsides. Like you can just cast this on an empty board and it's a 3-mana 3/2 flying with some hexproof.
Agreed.
And, you couldn't do that with Gilded Drake previously.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've also kind of built in some interesting ways to cap its power with like blinking and other shenanigans. That's kind of where this hexproof ability came from.
Makes sense. Now that borderless frame break card is something else there, Mike.
Right? Isn't it so stunning?
Yeah.
So this is a
the art is
that,
amazing.
we were really
I'll give
excited
him
to
that.
bring to Modern Horizons 3.
Very amazing.
Because it really lets the artist go all out, right? We saw Evan Fong in the video we just watched talking about what she got to do with Tameo. And so, in here
only
again,
playable
with
in Commander.
Storm Drake, you can just see the artists really going all out. And then this will be in play in Collector Booster both. So, basically just buy whatever product you love, and hopefully you'll open up some cards with this awesome treatment.
Wow, Finn, whatever.
All right, let's move down the rarity slide for a moment and look at a callback to a very famous card. It's a little too powerful for Modern, but here we have Brain Surge. 2 and a blue for an instant that draws 4 cards and then puts 2 cards in your hand on top of your library in any order. So, Michael, where did the idea for this uncommon come from?
Yeah, I mean, folks might be familiar with the iconic Brainstorm, which is the 1-mana version of this that draws 3 cards and puts 2 back, which is a very big deal in Legacy and other older formats. So yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a fun reference to Brainstorm, of course, but although it is not nearly as efficient as Brainstorm, you do actually net an entire card with Brain Surge. So there's some interesting opportunities there, not only just as a powerful limited card, but maybe you're able to do some stuff like put Terminus on top of your deck in Modern again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mike, how do we determine which cards?
Like everyone's saying, Bowmasters loves this.
Working with Michael, we took a look at cards that we felt like, hey, this is a card that we think it will be powerful, will be popular. Right here with Brain Surge, of course, it's just the connection to a brainstorm. It's like, oh, you know, there may be decks where you end up wanting both, right? Because of course, whatever is good with brainstorm is also good with brain surge, right? And so if you need more of that effect, or just, you know, you love playing blue and love drawing cards and putting them back, and then so it just gives you the opportunity to put both in the same deck in the same style. So basically it was, you know, just combing through the file, finding the cards that really spoke to us, and we thought, yes, this will work in the retro frame. And then also too, there's some cards that just are very challenging to put in the retro frame. So we excluded those, right?
All right. Well, let's take a look at another one that has a retro frame treatment. We've got Grim Servant here, an uncommon 3/2 that works with.
Okay, was this in the leaks or
and
not?
lets you search a card for a library. So, Michael, what's going on with this one?
Yeah, I've always been pretty charmed by this card. This is kind of it's clearly an allusion to Grim.
Yeah, that's
Tutor,
interesting.
which is
Finally,
basically
a card.
A tutor where you get to search for your deck for a card, but you lose 3 life. So we stapled it to a creature, but the way that we make it, a card that you actually have to work for is by having it key off devotion. So for the most part, getting 1 and 0 mana cards is on the house, but if you actually want to make this into a full tutor, you have to get some stuff on the battlefield. So I think this is both a really fun limited card and also going to be really exciting for Commander folks.
All right, next, let's take a look at Evolution Witness. We've got a 2/1 with Adapt 2 that whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Michael, tell us about this card.
Yeah, I mean, this is showing off a lot of the limited mechanics where, clearly this is an adapt card that uses +1/+1 counters to return permanents on its face. That's the base case use. But if you're able to put additional counters on Evolution Witness by combining it with other cards, you can potentially do some pretty powerful recursive combo shenanigans. Also, notably an elf, which may or may not have synergies with other types of cards that may appear in the set. So we'll see. But I think this is a pretty fun and powerful card.
Yeah, no, and I love that this is a common base level, but anytime you put a +1/+1 counter on, you get the ability, which I think is something we only really do in Modern Horizons sets. Let's keep going down the common chain and take a look at a charming card, pun intended. Thraben Charm. Michael, tell us about this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a limited workhorse card, but does notably have the ability to exile any number of target players' graveyards. So, we're always looking for opportunities to give people interesting way to use cards they may not traditionally use. Yeah, and in most senses, this is just a very useful.
That's a
very
good point. That's why
versatile card
Sadistic
that,
Lee
isn't
spiked.
super efficient at doing anything, but the modality is where it's at.
And I know because people are going to ask when we do charms, we often do cycles. Is this part of the cycle? Is it a one of?
No, this is just a one of. Again, Horizons is kind of the time where we can do sort of strange off the beaten path stuff. And yep, here's a Thraben Charm.
Yeah. This set also lets us get wild with some of the art, which we're going to see on Glimpse the Impossible. I've had nightmares about this card. Glimpse the Impossible is sorcery for 2 and a red that lets you exile the top 3 cards of your library and play them this turn. And if you don't, basically you get some Eldrazi spawn tokens.
This is amazing.
So, Michael, tell us about this card.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a
like
great example.
Confirm
of,
all the leak stream
the
pretty much.
Out of time component.
I've not seen a single new card we haven't seen yet. Maybe that Grim guy, but I think that's a bit.
And how abstract the art piece is doesn't necessarily have to be super in line with all the other pieces that are in the set, which again is just an advantage that Horizons has as far as getting to do a bunch of disparate things that are really exciting and really cool to look at. But yeah, this is a take on what we call bottling, which is you basically exile the top cards of your deck and you traditionally in red, and you get to play some of them. But here's a unique take where you actually, if you don't get to consume those resources, they become Eldrazi spawn. So something else that you can use that's useful.
Yeah.
Right, or if you choose not to, right? Because, right. I mean, like like red mana acceleration can be pretty powerful.
Yeah, it can be just get 3 mana next turn, and there's the Eldrazi spawn token. That'll come in the set when you crank this. All right. So, Mike, there's also a set of cards kind of within Modern Horizons 3 that are new to Modern reprints. So can you talk a little bit about those and how you'll find them?
Yeah, so new to Modern reprints are we've been doing them since the beginning, and it was originally our way to take cards that were only legal in the older formats like Legacy and bring them into Modern, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now as time has gone on, it's just like, well, actually, like, you know, a lot of those new Legacy cards don't appear in that way. It's like, okay, well, okay, here's Cabal Coffers. Okay, well, now it's legal.
I don't
There's not
know.
another one of those available.
Honestly, I'm enjoying
We still have
reading
a
the
few that
chat
we've
more
brought
than
in,
this
but one of
stream.
the things I love is we've now gone and taken a look at Commander content
bad.
that we've
Ripping 'em.
printed in Commander decks that was Commander and Legacy legal. And so a lot of the new to Modern reprints we're doing in Modern Horizons 3 are actually cards that the team went and identified of like, hey, this card would be perfectly great to be a Modern legal card.
Mhm.
Maybe it does spawn a new deck, and so why not? It deserves to be Modern legal too. In terms of where you find them, they are both in the play and the collector boosters, and we've given some of them retro frames.
Look at that brutal. Are
Cool.
you guys
Yeah,
going
we're
to
gonna
show
off-
me something that
in
Leaker
this
didn't?
section, we're going to show off 4 of the new to Modern reprints. We'll have some more.
Yeah, I think
later.
there's 42 in total.
42 in total.
I
Okay.
believe is the number. If it's 41, there might be.
Then,
But
yeah.
I believe it's 42 in total.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
No, but if you want those details, we will have the collecting article will go up today at the conclusion of the show, or it might already be up. Who knows? Time is a construct. So we're going to look at 4 of these cards right now. 2 of them, which are from Commander products, and 2 of them, which are from older sets. So let's start with Crick, son of Yawgmoth. So this is a very powerful.
Okay.
that is
Kirk's
now
coming back.
legal
It's only in
Modern.
Commander.
So Michael, tell us about bringing this card into Modern.
Yeah, I mean, just like Mike
So
said,
now it's
these-
Modern
there's
Leaguer.
some opportunities
Interesting.
from really exciting commanders to, we think that they're a net bonus to Modern just in terms of power level. Maybe they can inspire new decks and get people to build around them. Especially folks who have beloved Commander decks who might be interested in trying out Modern. That's just a great jumping in point.
Mhm.
Wow.
But yeah, there just also increases the possibility space of the decks that are available in Modern. So Carrick is obviously telling you to play with a bunch of black pips and use your life total as a resource in a really interesting way. And
yeah,
I think it's a fascinating card that might be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Phyrexian mana's traditionally been pretty powerful.
Not weak.
Not weak in constructed formats.
An understatement.
Yeah. So whether Crick hits, who knows? But I think there's a lot of possibility here in actual Modern. Next, let's take a look at a 4-color legend. We've got Brea, Ethereum Shaper here. So this one's 4 colors. That makes the mana a little tough, but Modern, a lot of things are possible. So Michael, talk a little bit about this card in Modern.
Yeah, again, just there's interesting possibility space with it, just including these really powerful commanders that have existed for a while now in Modern. As you said, the bar for a 4 mana, 4 different color card is high. So to be seen what Brea's impact will have on the format, but we just thought that cards like this are very interesting to include and might inspire folks.
Yep, absolutely. All right, now let's take it. I'm very excited about this one. I know this next card seems simple, but again, it's from back in the day. Let's take a look at Deserted Temple. Simple little card. Tap, add colorless, 1 untapped target land. But Michael, certainly in a format where we're trying to make Eldrazi a bigger thing, more colorless lands that do cool things are important.
Yeah, I mean, this card's pretty unique. Being able to untap lands, there's some clear combos like with Lotus Field, you can generate mana.
I like it.
But,
Not a desert, not a temple.
I think that, like you said, just adding more utility lands that can work with the Eldrazi is really cool. Also, this is just a reprint that people have been wanting for a long time.
Yeah, like that print command
Yeah,
tower
it's
into
fun
modern.
to, you can see
Just
there
pull the
watermark,
Band-Aid off.
right? You can see
Jeez.
which set the card originally debuted in.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so for those for the Odyssey lovers out there, we brought them back, and because these are in play boosters, that means when you're drafting, you'll come across them too, right? And so, you know, I mean, I've never had a chance to play Brea Unlimited, right? And so that'll. If you end up building a 4-color deck
Shadow of the Second
and going to
Sun
town there,
is
I think that's a pretty fun thing.
Yeah. Now, Mike, anticipating a question, I'm sure we'll get. So these new to modern cards, we're treating them as their own category. Do they have their own dedicated slot? Are they just in the main set, and you'll get them kind of normally?
Yeah, they do have the new to modern cards do come in the play booster. They don't have. I don't believe it's 100% dedicated slot, but you do find them pretty regularly. So, and you can get them in the wild card slot.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Next up, this is a cycle of cards that you definitely haven't seen before, but the art on these is really cool. So let's take a look at the new to modern medallions.
Medallions again.
Mike, these are gorgeous.
Okay. Right? Yeah, I you know, when we were talking about the Storm Drake, I wanted to jump ahead and be
the art on the bottom though,
right? Because I
Wow,
mean,
I like that.
once again,
That's cool.
so incredibly stunning. You know, the original art is awesome there, and then the breaking frame versions is just, I mean, you know, I think I get to present and talk internally about the set a lot, and that jet medallion art, every time I showed it, just wowed everybody, and now it's just, you know, and seeing them all together.
Dude, that jet medallion is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Michael,
Hell
I
yeah.
come from the school of playing Sapphire Medallion and then casting Capsize with buyback. We're a little past that world, but how do you see these fitting into modern?
Yeah, we don't love prescribing the Capsize with buyback or the Cloud of Fairies combo or anything like that. But yeah, certainly Sapphire Medallion and Ruby Medallion have a particular pedigree, and these are just pretty unique cards, and their ability to give decks that might not traditionally have a bunch of cost reduction the ability to do so. So be on the lookout for Storm.
I'm eyeing that Ruby Medallion over there for some of the modern stuff. All right, now we're going to move to another category that Mike referred to earlier, which are the retro reprints.
It's very interesting on the medallions.
Previous Modern Horizon sets.
Yeah.
And there is some spice in here. So before we start
Exactly,
showing them
Brian.
off, can you reiterate where can you get these particular
Yeah, so
cards?
for the retro reprints specifically, the cards that were in a couple from Modern Horizons 1 and the majority from Modern Horizons 2, they are only found in the collector booster, right? So once again, we wanted to bring them into the retro frame. However, we also didn't want to disrupt the limited gameplay experience for the play booster. So they're a collector booster exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
These first 5 are not going to be a surprise. We've shown off some of these, but we want to show them in the retro. So these fit into.
Hold on. I got to go back here.
Previous.
And that jet medallion
have a bunch of cost reduction the ability to do so. So be on the lookout for Storm.
I'm eyeing that Ruby Medallion over there for.
Was he saying that the bottom row is collectors only?
Now we're going to move to another category that Mike referred to earlier, which are the retro reprints that come from previous Modern Horizon sets, and there is some spice in here. So before we start showing them off, can you reiterate where can you get these particular?
Yeah, so
cards?
for the retro reprints specifically, the cards that were in a couple from Modern Horizons 1 and the majority from Modern Horizons 2, they are only found in the collector booster.
The retro border of Modern Horizons card
into the retro frame. However, we also didn't want to
talk a little bit about that, why it's still in the set.
Yeah, I mean, as you alluded to, these are very iconic
okay,
cards
so we're getting
from
retros
Modern
of these.
2,
Got it.
Now kind of infamous in the modern format. These were selected before, that ban decision was made. And that's to say, we certainly want to do right by the modern format, regardless of these selections that we've made, in advance. But regardless, Fury and all of these cards are really exciting, powerful cards to own.
Yeah. All right, let's take a trip through the rest of these. So these are all going to be reprints from previous modern sets with the retro frame treatment. Here we have Abiding Grace, Esper Sentinel, Dress Down, and Hard Evidence. So how did you all kind of select some of these?
Yeah, I mean, like Mike had mentioned previously, you know, some of this is just like exciting cards from the previous Horizon sets that, you know, have become beloved over time. Like Horizon's pedigree, you know, having existed for 6-ish years now, is just given birth to some really exciting cards that people have played with for a while now, and they're now beloved. So giving people the option to express themselves with these treatments is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with Michael. And, you know, I mean, Modern Horizons 2 also had cards that were in the retro frame in it that we selected, but it didn't have all of the cards. And just like here with Modern Horizons 3, it's like, hey, we took and we looked and we said, okay, let's identify these cards and bring them into the retro frame. But then Magic evolves, you know, cards get released, and so as Magic evolves, it's just like, oh, here are other cards that, you know, in hindsight, sure, we would have maybe brought them into the retro frame in Modern Horizons 2, but now, you know, looking forward, here are this sort of the new crop of cards to bring to that retro frame.
Yeah, and it looks to me like these have a different set symbol than the main set.
Yeah, they do have a different set symbol than the main set. Once again, that's sort of that the distinguishing factor, right? Because they're in the collector booster only. So we wanted to sort of make it clear where these came from. What, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the next batch of these. We have Sling Gang Lieutenant.
Wow.
A Goblin card that is killed.
There's Ravagan again.
Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ragavan Nimble.
Dude, they just
kind of jockeying back and forth for best red 1-drop at various times.
Do you get a retro monkey though?
Strike It Rich, a relatively cheap but powerful treasure enabler. Michael, anything to add about these cards?
No, I mean, I think most of these cards speak for themselves as you know, mainstays in constructed formats and in commander decks. Just very iconic.
Yep, and the retro frame is collector only.
The tombstone icon in the top left, Strike It Rich.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that.
One of the fun things.
New
about,
cards will have retro.
the retro frame and
you want the old and a chance at that monkey again. Collector only.
Right. We do it with double face cards too. But it's pretty rare that there's something coming before before the name.
The iconic flashback symbol.
Yeah, the iconic flashback
point
symbol,
here.
right? I mean, it's just part of the appeal. It's just like, oh yeah, remember when we did that?
Totally.
Yeah.
Remember that thing that time?
Yeah.
All right, we've got 3 more of these to show off. We've got Unholy Heat, Tireless Provisioner, and Munitions Expert. Anything to add about these 3?
A lot of strong red cards.
A lot of strong red cards.
Horizon sets.
Yeah. Yeah, Unholy Heat is not weak. The other 2 have definitely seen some play. All right, so we also, so we're not doing the list specifically in this set, but we are doing special guests.
Right. Yeah, we don't have the reprints with the Planeswalker symbol in the bottom left-hand corner, but yes, we do have special guests. 1 in 64 play boosters. Instead of a common, you get one of the special guest cards. There's 10 of them. And so I think we're going to take a look at...
we're going to look at all 10.
Yeah, we're looking at all 10?
Yeah.
Awesome, yeah. And so we went and we picked cards that were from Magic's past and gave them a, you know, new art, the beautiful art styling. And yeah, they're the special guests.
Yeah, so 5 of them right off the bat. Probably known. Again, we showed off Solitude early on, so we've got the pitch elementals in there. But then we've also got Thought-Knot Seer, Prismatic Ending, Dismember, Persist, all modern all-stars, and then Mike, we've got Expressive Iteration down there. So what's going on with that? What's the story there?
Yeah, I mean, basically, just like we talked about previously with Fury, these selections were made many moons ago, but you know, these are still really exciting cards to own that see play in a lot of formats.
Yeah, and because they're in the play booster, that means that I mean, they don't show up very often, right? 1 in 64 packs.
Mhm.
But,
Jeez.
it does mean that,
1 in
occasionally
64
when
packs
you're
to get
drafting,
explosive
you'll get to,
iteration, persist,
play with
dismember.
one of these, and
There's like a few in here that are
likely
good. I mean, obviously
surprise
the
your
old
opponent, especially,
elementals, but
when you
man.
dismember and they're like they will not see it coming.
No, they will not.
All right. Now we are going to move on to some cards from the Commander deck. So
Do
there are
like the art. The
Commander
art's amazing.
Decks for this Modern Horizon set for the first time. So, Mike, why?
Yeah,
we've
great.
seen a lot of questions about why Commander decks in a Modern Horizon set.
Yeah, so one of the things that became pretty clear was we always knew that Modern Horizons would appeal to the modern player, right? I mean, in Modern Horizons 2. The thing that in retrospect, not surprising, but we also saw a ton of love from the Commander community. And Commander is Magic's most popular format, and in Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2 are filled with powerful cards. So of course Commander players are going to embrace it. And so with that, it became like with the Commander audience just really loving and digging everything about the Horizons line, it was like, all right, let's go and introduce Commander decks, because it just afforded us an opportunity to do new designs that were, had embraced some of that modern essence, like Ethan was talking about in the video, and use it to create some cool, powerful cards, and also bring back reprints into the Commander decks that otherwise, typically we wouldn't be able to include as well. So, overall, it was just really a win-win of, hey, let's do what our players want and give them some new designs.
Yeah.
So yes, and I will acknowledge it is awkward that the product's called Modern Horizons 3 Commander.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro?
The new cards are not legal in Modern.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey.
Got a little
Sorry
echo
for
going.
Okay.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we're gonna
Sorry
hold
for
on
the
to
delay
that
here on my
audience
end.
about the reprints, because the
We
reprints
both
in these
failed.
decks
Okay.
are stacked.
Yay!
I'll call up 2 examples.
Yay!
But they're very good. So we're gonna go through kind of each deck real quick.
Oh
We'll show
yeah.
off the
All right.
face
So
card,
how
the
far
secondary
in are we? I
commander,
saw that we have
and then
retro
we're gonna show off 2 of
elementals
those spicy
from
reprints as
MH2.
well. So we're gonna start with Creative Energy. Creative Energy is it's
well, apparently we're to the decks.
and
okay, so we are
See the
kind
face
of like
commanders again.
all right.
and it is helmed by Satya, Aetherflux Genius.
Can't believe they're making a
And,
collector's edition of the
Mike,
Commander
can you
deck.
talk about, first of all,
Oh,
you
dude,
see
and
4
then
different
the
versions here.
retro
You don't get all
frames for
4 in the Commander
reprints
decks,
are
That's
only
right.
in
Yeah, so in
collectors.
the,
So that's big news.
There's 2
Oh,
kinds of Commander decks.
no.
There's Commander deck.
Yep,
and there's
retro
the
monkey,
collector
bro.
Commander deck.
Those jerks.
So the foil
I
commander, that's for anyone who's bought a pre-constructed commander deck, you'll be very familiar. You get that foil commander in the commander deck. You also, every commander deck comes with a
Look at
foil
this.
X,
Show us modern
we
legal
call
cards
foil
in the
X
modern
commander,
set.
right? A lot of times,
I know.
we see people
I
that one's the one
know.
they set aside.
You're like a modern
and then
player
they
too, so
need to
this is
shuffle it
like
into
a
their deck
big
for whatever
slap in the
reason.
face, huh?
It is, bro. It is.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
card.
It's like, hey, we're gonna give you what you want,
borderless
but you have
profile,
to buy more and extra,
card that
and
you
you're
see
gonna
here,
like it.
that is actually, you get that in
Yeah.
a Ripple foil, which we'll talk about here upcoming.
Yep.
The borderless profile comes in the collector commander deck. You always get one of those.
I
there.
thought I
like
heard him
this.
say riffle
and then,
foil, and I
for
can
the
just
foil
hear
commander, the borderless profile.
Yes!
And the art. You can find them in
From the
some of them in Play
super
Boosters, some
premium
of them in,
collector
right?
commander
Like
decks.
extended art
It's Ripple
is a
foils.
collector booster
Yeah.
exclusive. For instance, with the borderless profile, you can get a non.
Which should be aptly put in your bicycle spokes.
And so if you're like, wow, Mike, that was great information. But I
definitely,
need
bro.
even
I'm gonna
more.
roll up to the
Once
park
again, I have an
with
article
my
which
magic
really lays
wheel.
out, hey,
Yeah.
what, where, and what you get everything. So,
collecting Modern Horizons.
You're like, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if
that-
you were
that
that
gives
blinked
a-
out to be able to
a
afford that,
semi-brief
like,
overview
you know,
the different
why would you be on a bike? But anyway,
Let's see the
yeah.
secondary commander. In
Oh, it's
this
because
deck.
you bought cards that you're on a bike. Got it.
Got
Had to sell
Famed-
your car to be able to get the
Famed
cards.
Machinist, who has Fabricate 1. Other non-token creatures you control have Fabricate 1, and then Little mana and tapping, and you get to either
A
populate
little mana
or
and
proliferate.
tapping. we gotta clip that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
foil
mana and
version
tapping,
here
you know.
is so it doesn't come in the commander deck itself, but
Oh my god, bro!
you find
It's
that in
the Matilda teacher.
foil extra card.
No,
It is.
Yeah, so if you want
It
that
is.
particular version, and that foil extra
man.
one is a playable Magic card, right? We only include that.
Oh, it's a playable
the,
Magic
the particular
card.
version as part of the commander decks themselves.
Gotcha.
Oh no!
All right, next up we have a highly anticipated deck, the Eldrazi Incursion deck.
The
with
commander in this is
Ululek
dumb, dude.
Fused
Oh my god.
Atrocity helming it. There we go.
Wow.
The foil,
Ululek.
commander, the
Ululek.
bonus profile, and the foil etch. Mike, I only see 3 versions
Ulamog.
here.
Where's your cousin
the
Ululek?
Eldrazi sort of,
Yeah.
they're interesting because as you can see in the foil commander,
You cast
they already
Eldrazi,
have a
you
colorless
pay 2,
frame,
and then just copy
right?
all the
And
spells you
so
control.
it meant that we didn't necessarily want to just duplicate that here. So the Eldrazi, they definitely ended up with a few different expressions of what we did. Like as we take a look at the secondary commander, you'll see that we did do an extended art version there.
Then
so
copy all
they're-
activated a trigger. Man, that's gonna
they're an
confuse me.
odd creature, and they ended up with being handled in a few different ways.
Dude.
Speaking of a few
okay.
different ways, we've got
Speaking of which,
Azlas,
all right, we
the
gotta.
Swelling Scourge here.
You can always pause
yeah,
them,
so
right?
here
it's a
you do
VOD.
see that extended art.
Hold on, hold
version.
on.
This is Azlax actually is the
I just
want to
go back.
the only Eldrazi that
Dude,
ended up
shut up.
with
God.
My brain.
Dude, look at Ululek Fused
Ululek.
Atrocity. Homie got a pie to the face. Look at that.
He did, bro. Actually,
a pie to the face.
actually, it's a bucket hat worn wrong, bro. That's hipster gone wrong, bro.
That is like fully. Look at that.
It's a
It's
pie.
just like-
It's a bucket hat. He failed clown college, bro.
Wow.
Pie
Pie to the face card. Yeah. The Pilamac Fused Pie Face. I got nothing, dude. Ululek.
secondary commander. You'll see that we did a regular counterpart because
All right,
you're
that's
already
what I don't
seeing
remember
all of the art.
seeing.
But that's how it goes sometimes.
Okay, was this a card they didn't spoil yet, or am I wrong? Because like seriously, this whole stream has been confirming all the leaks, and usually for a debut, they want to show some fire. So was that it, dude?
Ooh. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. We have 20 minutes to see.
Times.
Right.
And Mike, I know you weren't the lead on the commander decks, but any insight into why the team chose to go with a 5?
Mike, you're not responsible. Tell me why.
Well, I mean, for one, in terms of just
Where is
the
she?
colorless deck,
Wrong thing. Sorry.
Right.
Standard would mean all 100 cards would
Mm-hmm.
could only be colorless. They couldn't have mana activations in their abilities. They
But
couldn't
you
have
like
mana-
that? Creatures you
the
control
casting
get
cost.
XX,
And I'll
where
say
X
that
is the number of experience
ends up
counters you
being a
have.
fairly
Okay, so you got to get experience
monotone
stuff.
Experience, right?
Mhm.
Experience
So,
counters go
by
on the
making
player,
it a
right?
5 color in some ways,
yes.
6 color,
Yeah.
right?
Huh.
There's
I could have sworn that
if
there
you
was the
count
level
color
I don't
of
know.
like,
color.
like the I
May-
forget.
may not,
It was
depending
the
on
original
count.
Eldrazi block
It-
that had the
it-
level
once
up
again,
cards, and I think when you level up
by
those
making the deck
creatures, it's
5 color and-
experience counters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else is
okay.
that? Yeah, that's interesting. Not spoiled. Yeah, exactly. Pie of the face, bro.
Huh.
Some of these side profile views are okay, but like the pie of the face guy, and there's a couple other ones. Like, you know,
Right.
on that last card that we saw where it was the teacher. Dude, the side profile, I think they needed more chin rolls, and that would have made it more official,
more
I think.
chins, more
Yeah.
chins than Chinatown, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
In some ways, 6 color,
Yep.
right? There's
They're not doing it
if
right.
you count
God.
colorless as a color, you may or may not, depending how you count. It once again, like that's something that I talked about Commander going.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have here. This is the
Dude, Michael looked like he just walked out of high school.
Ripple foil.
He does,
This
dude.
is what you'll get.
It's a perma baby face, but hey, man,
exactly right.
That's what he's dealt.
The lights. Oh, there we go.
Are they related?
So
like they almost
and
look
then
related.
also
Like that's like the
Right.
younger
Mike and Mike.
husband of Mike Tehran.
Play Commander. So this is it's both foil etched and Ripple foil. So it's and our product page has a.
So that's the Ripple
a
foil.
rendering of this as well.
I
but
guess
we just
all
wanted to
cards
sort
have
of
the Ripple
show
foil.
How awesome the cards are.
It looks like a surge
As
foil.
always, these cards through digital media, it's like we capture them as best we can.
Yeah.
But holding them in your hand, they're really stunning.
So much better.
Yeah, I really love how the Ripple foil treatment came out.
Yep.
For the collector's edition. So it's great.
All right, let's take a look at our third deck, which is Graveyard Overdrive. This one is definitely a
She like
callback.
big mad right there.
To
Oh yeah,
this
bro.
particular
The Chief's
card.
wife is
So
not
let's see,
happy.
Disa whenever a Lhurgoyf permanent card is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield.
So look at
put it on
my
the battlefield.
hand, it's
Whenever one
glorious.
or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player. Create a Tarmogoyf token.
I actually kind of like this, bro. This
Just
is legit.
Wild. I think we've got the Tarmogoyf token.
She definitely has that Native American aesthetic, and I dig
Never
it.
thought I'd see the day.
Yeah,
create
fair.
A Tarmogoyf token. But this is sort of the wild space that Modern Horizons can work in.
Yeah, we do.
Like that in
we do
combat.
there's
There it
there's
is.
the Tarmogoyf token, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
As the lead designer of Future Sight, it's I did not see this as the future of Tarmogoyf, right? That's
Yeah, no kidding.
The gifts of Future Sight. It surprises you in so many amazing ways.
Almost 20 years
I've
later,
been
the
this,
creator of
for
Tarmogoyf
so
or
many
a
of these
worker
sets
of
we go
Future Sight
down,
blocks
and
the
we-
Tarmogoyf card be made a token. How time is funny.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
one of the it used to be a real expensive card, and now it's a token. So it's just like, oh, value Talon. Like
Right.
maybe like 10 cents. Jeez.
we bring in external people and we play test with them, right, to get real world feedback.
It's got a little deer there. That's
you
cute.
know, and I'll never forget when they were just losing their mind making Tarmogoyf tokens.
Yeah.
Right. In playing this deck
Mhm.
because it's just it's pretty unheard of and pretty fun. And Lhurgoyf's getting rewarded.
Mhm.
So you can go back through all of Magic's history and bring out all your Lhurgoyfs and
Yeah.
have a great time.
This just means I got to start lobbying for Muldrifter tokens.
That's
Oh
right.
my God.
Muldrifter Commander.
Well, we didn't know-
I have a
we didn't know
friend
that was
who
free.
passed
One's
last
free.
year, and
That's
one of
right.
his favorite
Yeah.
creature types was
I've tried to serve
Lhurgoyf.
the
This would have made him
Muldrifter lover.
so happy.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he would have loved to have seen this. So I'm definitely gonna have to make a commander deck out of that lady.
Nice.
That's what this says.
There,
Yeah.
yes, we've seen Muldrifter. It made me happy. Let's see the backup commander for this one, Qore the Undertaker, and here they are. Gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in
Wow.
all graveyards. So again, it works with that.
He's
So
like,
each time
I'm
his
well
bed
protected
attacks,
with this
um,
mask. No, Rona to me, sir.
He's wearing a
and you can play
this one
land
looks like he's
cards
wearing a
as well
horse
from your
feed bag.
graveyard that were put there
Oh my
from
God.
libraries. that
It
return.
does look like a horse feed
Yeah, do a
bag.
little milling, a little
Dude, that's a horse feed bag on him and a shovel. Okay.
Can I wear that
Interesting.
to MagicCon? Then I don't have to pay the outrageous food prices.
Yeah, right. I have all my tax right here.
And I have my blinders on so I don't get timmied out.
Right?
Really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I really love how that treatment just gives the artist a way to express the character.
Yep.
And show them off in a new way.
Should I grab my shovel?
Now, we mentioned the powerful reprints in the commander decks, and we weren't joking around.
That was a
This
Jun
is-
commander. I
The
don't know
next
if
one
you
we're going to
noticed
show is
that.
an example.
Yeah, I did.
The decks
I was
have
paying
a ton
attention
of
to it.
powerful reprints.
Everything else
I
was
think
like
this
horse
one's pretty
binders.
emblematic because I will every day. So
Yeah,
Art
as soon
of
as
the
horses came up,
This
he
is a
lost me.
favorite reanimator target
Yeah,
in
dude.
Modern. This is going to
Oh,
come
bro.
in
They're reprinting
Graveyard
Arcana
Overdrive
Cruelty.
deck,
That's what's up.
among other cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's a
So in addition
beast.
to the You
It
know, we've been
is.
looking at the face and the feature commanders. You get 13 other new designs in the deck, and then they're 100-card decks. And so, of course, that means, you know, we have a lot of
It's going to be in the commander set. Okay.
bringing in some amazing
Like, dude,
reprints.
most of the major
and-
cards
and
from
Honest is just one of them.
Modern Horizons
And of
2
course, as you mentioned, it's a
get
reanimated
tanked.
target, and that deck's purely
Yeah.
about graveyard and
Yeah, they
graveyard
are.
manipulation. So
I mean, I'm kind of
you know,
happy that they
just get great
redid the elementals because they're a staple, like they
Chat's
commented earlier.
mentioning
So
Reanimator,
anybody wanting to
creativity,
get
this
into
card sees a lot of play, but it is
modern
in
Magic
the
is
pre-con.
going to need those
So yeah,
cards
the
or know
pre-cons,
how to
the
face them.
lists for those with all those sweet
Exactly.
reprints, that's coming next week. In fact, next week on this very show, we're going to be showing off one of the decks. Cool. Last
I only
deck
blew it
here
up
to
because you
talk
said the
about
text looked
is
horrible,
Tricky
but like,
Terrain. I'm a pretty big fan of this one. I love the callbacks.
but
here
the chat has
Omo,
been amazing.
Queen of the Suva.
Oh,
Suvan
I may end
Doppelganger
up
is
doing
a
my
favorite
own
of
reaction
mine,
to
and
this
works
on my weekend here.
similarly
I
with-
work 6
with
days this week.
non-basic
It kind of
lands.
sucks.
Oh,
But
man.
And so this whole deck is
yeah,
about,
and they even cut the hours, so it's not
non-basic
even a full
lands,
8-hour shift.
copying,
So
and
they were
changing
able to
types and,
squeeze in more,
all
but
kinds
whatever,
of
bro. Like
shenanigans.
I'm still
Yeah,
barely over 40,
definitely
so
a shenanigans deck.
I'll be seeing a nice
Wow.
check.
through and
Anything for Vegas Con, bro.
Lucky you,
you can
man.
do
I
a
wish I
lot
could
by
put in OT
changing
right
land
now.
types.
Jeez.
And of course, it has the.
I get. You know what?
and
Yeah, I shouldn't
trees,
complain. My
trees
bad,
bring
bro.
A lot of land into play.
No, it's all right, man.
And I've seen already some memes about everything.
see here. What are we
bagels
looking
and
at? Is that
So I look forward to people
Omo,
custom
Queen of
making some,
Vesuva?
you know, maybe
That's
everything
why
bagel
it's got
counters
the
and
old doppelganger
really
action.
going all out there.
Noble. Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely, if you're somebody who likes to brew and
Put an
together,
everything counter on
pretty
each of
cool
up to one
combos.
target land and up to
And
one
of
target
course,
creature.
you know,
Each
there's,
land with an everything
Urza
counter
lands
on
and
it
locusts and all
is
that.
every
you know,
land
goodness
type
of,
in addition to its other types.
what you
Each
can do with
non-land
lands.
creature with an
So,
everything counter
and
on it.
it's great
is
too
an
because of course in
every
Commander,
creature type.
you
My
know,
God,
if
bro.
they do kill Omo, like
Everything.
you know, you're going to be able to
Every.
The one comment they said, which I found funny, was that
All right, next
Bro,
up for
what was it?
the backup commander, we
If
have
I had-
GOT Moag Ancient. And
I like the look of
again,
that card.
That borderless profile art is fantastic.
all right, we'll blow it
This
up
one
again.
I actually like the
creates,
regular art.
1/1 green forest
Yeah,
dryad tokens.
That etch
what's that?
kind of pops.
Oh, the
Yeah,
iconic
yeah, it
for
does.
sure.
The green and the blue on it, really, yeah.
Yeah, we got more.
Yeah, so another
wild
thing that makes the
land
dryad
shenanigans
counter so
here.
that there's like
And
Oh,
there it
there's
is,
the
the
forest
forest
dryad.
the
dryad
third card
token.
now.
Yeah,
Huh.
and
Okay.
they are affected by.
Honestly, dryads are very slept on creature type. Like
it's
I
a
always
good thing to
thought
know
that
because it, you know,
seeing early
I mean,
Magic,
much
they
like
didn't get
Red
enough love.
Arbor, it's the taps for green. So
Yeah.
not just a 1/1.
Now it does have summoning sickness,
And
so
then we're going
that's
to highlight
the
one of the
drawback there.
reprints from this deck. You'll see the full deck list next week.
Okay, I think
But
we
we're
actually
bringing in,
I
you know,
tuned
it's
in
random.
and
Why
was
not
able
bring in
to
the Apex
get in a little bit
Devastator
before
with
this,
that classic
so
line
we don't have to
Cascade,
listen to them
Cascade.
again.
Oh, okay.
But,
Yeah, I won't
we'll,
mess with your stream here. Yeah, if you skim. that's
No,
cool.
no, it's cool. I think the Apex was that the last thing they showed.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, look at all this words.
Words.
BSing, no cards being shown. And there we go. We watched the previous earlier. So now you're pretty much caught up. Yeah, dude.
That's what's up.
So
yeah, no, to
wow.
all the viewers, man, I apologies for my tardiness. I know you were a little late too, but yeah,
a little. Only an hour in and computer problems.
Oh,
I had to like
no.
join chat before I can actually get on. So I was just like, dude, this is awesome. No, my alarm didn't work. I didn't work.
Yeah, I slept through my alarm.
Yeah.
I was all like, "Hey Google, set an alarm for 7 a.m." Sure, you got it. Fucking slept like a rock, bro.
Dude, I set mine for 8 and nothing, just absolutely nothing.
Huh.
And no one I knew was up to give me a call. So there you go. Hey, Nerd and Profit, how are you doing? How are you liking EDH3? Which is funny because it is. It's like you got Elder Dragon Horizons 3, as someone called it, or Commander Horizons 3. Did you see any like actual decent cards for Modern?
For new cards, not entirely. I mean, when you say good cards, like healthy cards, hell no, bro. But good
Yeah.
as in I'm gonna win a game, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Eldrazi got a lot of support in the energy, and mainly they put those in just to support the commander decks. So, like, I don't know. I don't recall seeing anything really modern in this set, and a lot of people were complaining about it. So, man, the chat was very informative for sure. And there was one funny part here. Let me
That
cue
one
that
mana
for you.
Lorgoyf, the black one mana.
Oh, the black
Tarmogoyf
one.
or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, he actually slips up here. This is what's hilarious. Okay.
Make cards specifically for that audience without having to worry about, how does this?
They're all like,
draft, or,
we made commander cards, and
other
we want to do other
constraints
formats, and it's just like, dude.
All right, I think this is probably the last question we have time for. It is 10:30. Will the retro frame cards from MH1 and MH2 be only in foil or in non-foil as well?
They'll be in both.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, and once
Like
again,
that. The one
So I
question
got a
thing.
shooting star.
I have a
Yeah.
tracking article. I'm guessing it's up by now on Daily MTG.
I'm waiting for the line here.
And so that's the place where if you want those super specific questions answered, I really break it out, to take my written word and
we go through previews this week and next. So we are, if you head to dailymtg.com, there is an article called Where to Find Modern Horizons 3 Previews. That is going to provide you a list and links to all of the awesome creators and partners and press outlets and
I actually go back to where he says it, but homie says
from Modern
Commander,
Horizons 3 for definitely
like,
the first time that you definitely
as he's trying to say the name.
And that is going to be going on
It's just
this
like
week and next week.
in
next
his
week
vocabulary
on this show,
so hard.
we are going to be talking through one of the commander decks with Reggie, I believe, is going to be rejoining the show to talk about the deck.
Was it earlier,
So
Brian?
that it's cool. We've never revealed an entire commander deck on the show before, so that'll be fun. In the meantime, check out Commander Horizon. Oh boy, yeah,
right there
for that one. So that it's cool. We've never revealed an entire commander deck on the show before, so that'll be fun. In the meantime, check out Commander Horizon.
Wow. Commander Horizons.
Oh, dude, chat was just like, what, dude? Oh, yeah. Magic because you hate modern. Okay. Commander again. No, they all pointed out in there. EA Commander. Look at chat go off here.
Yeah, I'm going to be in trouble for that one.
He said he's
Check out Modern Horizons. Oh, wow. Going on this week.
Look at him go, dude. Look at him go.
All right. I thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Look at him go,
and we will
Brian
see you next week.
He's like, damn, I did so good the whole time. And then messed it up at the end. Commander Horizons.
Damn. Oh, yeah. No, they're clipping that right there. Oh, dude, I'm going to have to go back and clip that. Dude, because I was cracking up so hard. Like, when he said it, I was like, no way. No freaking way.
I'm guessing it's up.
Right.
We go through previews this week and next. So if you head to dailymtg.com, there is an article called Where to Find Modern Horizons 3 Previews. That is going to provide you a list and links to all of the awesome creators and partners and press outlets and
I like that.
our
Thank you for
outlets
answering
that
these
are
soft
showing off
questions
cards from
I'm
Modern
scared about.
Horizons 3 for definitely the
really.
first time that you've definitely never seen before. And that is going to be going on this week and next week. Next week on this show, we are going to be talking through one of the commander decks with Reggie, I believe, is going to be rejoining the show to talk about the deck.
Okay, here we go.
So that it's cool. We've never revealed an entire commander deck on the show before, so that'll be fun. In the meantime, check out Commander Horizon. Oh boy, yeah, I'm going to be in trouble for that one.
The look on his face, that right there, bro. And then Michael over there cheesing, bro. Should take a clip of that, like a screenshot of that. Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
that's gold.
My God. I think this Thursday, I'm not going to call it Modern Horizons. I think I'm just going to title it Commander Horizons Previews.
Do it.
And a big shout out to Brian. Happy birthday, man. Sorry no one's left, but dude, like, oh my God. You said Commander Horizons. All right, well, you're here for a second, so you got anything to say about all this, man? Because, like, honestly, I think we touched base. Is like, dude, there's like hardly any modern cards in the Modern Horizons 3 set.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the cards that are in there are slow or just going to be stomped out by current cards. And yeah, they did definitely cater to a lot of Commander folks with the decks and stuff. Like, if it's a modern base set, they shouldn't even have a focus of a what is it, the premier Commander deck, right? The extra foily special shiny one. I can't even remember the name of it because it's so BS. But
well,
yeah, man.
I
bought it on the product. You know, I bought it on your box battle because I'm looking forward to interacting with the product at least once. But it's not a product that I'm looking to invest in like long term. And it's like something that I'll probably do a pre-release or a draft of. But I don't think I'm gonna buy whole ass boxes to crack open.
Yeah, man. But I don't know if you saw in Discord, but I did get my ticket.
Congratulations, bro. Vegas, baby.
Yeah, so and I got my frickin' pin. Anyway,
Magic Con pin.
Oh, you know I'm all about that pin. I have to get one for every event.
Nice.
Not that I have it displayed or anywhere accessible, but whatever, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good decision. I actually did the same thing. I was talking with my lady. I was like, well, you know, they're going to have merch booths there, yada, yada, but they'll probably be outrageously priced. And I guess when you do the early bird special, you get your stuff shipped to you. So, like, we'll get our pins in the mail before we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. And plus, I was telling her, I was like, I can literally go to the LGS. And anytime I'm doing a Friday Night Magic or, you know, a standard showdown or event, I can flex with the pin, bro.
That's right. Now, the other thing, too, is they actually had sizes for big people. I was impressed. They went all the way up to 5XL.
I saw that. Yeah, no joke, bro. I joked with my girl. I was like, so I'm going to buy this hoodie at 5X and then I'm going to upcharge DJ for it because I know his ass forgot to buy one. I'm just kidding.
Well, not forgot. I couldn't afford it. I want one. But
dude, I know they're so pricey. They're not cheap with their products.
Well, it was $65, which actually isn't horrible for an event hoodie. Because usually the event hoodies from them are like $100. So I don't know if that's early bird pricing or what.
Really, bro? If I would have known that, I would have copped one because I like hoodies.
No, you still can, I think, because you still have to load up if you want to do any events. So that's the other thing I want to talk about. Is it kind of like no cap? I kind of want to go for one of the ones where you can win multiple boxes.
Oh shit, my bad, bro. Fucking what kind of event? Like a field event?
Yeah. So you have to get in on these early.
Okay.
Okay.
So like when you win top 8 or first place, you're saying that you'll win booster boxes or?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it here. See, pre-con battle. Unknown. I like that. You have to spend $90 to hang out with Gavin Voorhee, and what you'll get is I don't know. See, signage and seatings for this event. We posted pairings, tournament, product, question mark rounds, nothing. This is where last year I guess they had the Eldrazi squirrel. So you get to play with test cards and do stuff. I don't know what you actually get though. That's $90.
Wow.
Showdown, qualifier, modern, no. One of these team trios events sounds interesting. They have them throughout. Basically, we split between 3 people, 18 Modern Horizons 3 play boosters per team. Oh. Wait. 3 play boosters. Yeah, so you get 18 per team, and then you make decks. These are for price ticks, so that looked very interesting.
That seems like it could be very skewed.
Oh?
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
well, this one's sold out, but they have the same for Duskmore. So I'm pretty sure all these Modern Horizons events are sold out.
Totally. No, I guess I'm just sketched out about the idea of a team event because there could be some collusion there. Good morning, Anger Collections. Congratulations on your etched Lotus, bro.
Oh, dude. Etched textured Lotus. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
You're
looking
like,
for
you forgot a keyword there, dude. It's textured.
Yeah. That's a mystery booster events. Sealed for original Magic artwork. That's kind of cool. Prizes: 1 Decadent Dragon artwork for Wilds of Drain illustrated by Wally. So you get a big old frame, unframed on paper, includes artist note. That's neat. And then packs. You could see House of Horror collector booster boxes and one. So this isn't the one I was talking about, but there's one I'm looking for in particular. This is kind of cool though. $100, get a shot at Seal Tournament. Product 6 boosters, and you could battle to try to win some art and some cool stuff. So that's kind of interesting. $100 for 6 boosters though. Oof. Collector Chaos.
I mean, it is a little expensive sounding, but I think it's the new set, right? It won't be out at that time.
I don't know.
Oh,
I have to look
it'll
up the
just
actual release
drop
date
or
on it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what I'm looking for. Yeah, there's ones where you can actually win booster boxes. Not it. I have to scroll quick. Pioneer, full box sealed, mystery. No, not it. This cube. I am looking for the thingamajig. Last Commander Standing. Chase the Plains. Nope. There's some interesting events though we should probably look into. Okay. This Commander League seems interesting.
So full like, transparency. I don't see TCGDude being in any of these events. Mainly because I have a hard enough time getting myself to sit down for a sealed or draft at an LGS in my town. And like, I'm constantly having to go to the bathroom. Like, bro, I got to pee every hour. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe I want to have a smoke break. You know what I'm saying? Kick back for a second. Like, oh, that was a hot round. I need to woosah. I can't do that very easily in Vegas, dog. Not at the convention. So, yeah.
Wow, 300 to split a box of Modern Horizons play boosters.
See, that's a good
and then
segue.
That's 3 rounds.
I was literally just going to suggest that to anybody going with the Squirrel Crew or myself or anybody going and wanting to meet up and play Magic. Bro, it'd just be easier to just buy a whole ass booster box and then sit down at a table with the crew and then just do our own draft. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Precon Chaos. I'm looking for the one event because it is for This Friday Magic promo booster sounds interesting. They offered in a few events. Okay. I'm looking for the ones for the boxes still. Okay. Where is it, dude? Friday night. Nope. Oh, standard constructed. Yeah, right. You kidding? I can't afford 4 of. Dude. This is also interesting too. Is this Savvy Pin Trader Sealed League? Now, this would be interesting to get into just because it's weird, right?
Weird, do you have to purchase the pin?
No. 2 Dustmorn House of Horror collector boosters, 4 Dustmore, so 4 play boosters, 2 collector, 1 Savvy Pin Trader Sealed League exclusive pin, and 1 mystery pin blind bag. 6 matches tracked with the league card for continued play. So this is like a chillax thing, but basically you can trade for pins. You can only trade for, and play with cards open this event. You could trade pins for cards open in the event. And then you can trade for any pins you have, even if they are not received through the event. You can trade cards open in the event for pins. Weird, right?
Huh. So we got a lot of Ash Ketchums there being nerds. All right. I got the Cerulean badge.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. Turbo Draft. No, where's the 4-pack sealed? Okay, team. All right, what am I missing here? Because, like, are these all Friday events?
Don't they have just a standard event? I could have sworn they just have, like, a standard event.
Yeah, all ticketed play.
Which, if they don't, that would be a good video to make and rag on Wizards for literally hosting an entire convention devoted to their game and not having a standard event. Bruh.
No, there are some.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the event that has that you can win boxes. Dude, I had it earlier too. There's your modern single elimination. All of the Modern Horizons 3 events are sold out, dude. That's like, bruh.
It's a hot product, bro. A Legacy Cup. I like how the Legacy Cup is so cheap. It's only $50. Yeah, come on down and get brainstormed out of the tournament. $50.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a mystery booster draft for $35. That's so expensive. How many boosters? Oh, you get okay. That's like $10 a pack, and they're like
it's not horrible.
Yeah, that would probably be the one that I do. Like if I was to do an event there, I would probably do the draft with the mystery booster.
Okay, still looking for Gauntlet. No, I know I'm going fast with these guys. I'm just trying to find one.
Good.
Could possibly cover this on Thursday as well.
Right. There's definitely going to be a lot of ground to cover on Thursday, and we'll be a lot more awake and aware.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm off on Thursday. It's my only day off this week, so I'm definitely going to be prepared for sure. For sure.
All right. Looking for the one dude, and then we'll get going. They don't say what collectors, though, on the Chaos, of course. You know, why can't they just do one each or something?
Right.
Okay. Trios. We split a mystery box per team. Seems rather expensive. $280. Split 3 ways, though. Oh. This one's open, $300 though, to split a 36 pack in teams. Chaos, no.
There we go.
No.
Oh, is that
what?
It says constructed, right? Commander constructed. Hold on.
Yeah.
When is Commander not constructed? That's so stupid.
Well, they have a lot of sealed, so they just give you a random deck and go say good luck. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know all the memes like sorry I haven't had my coffee yet. I guess that's just me right now.
Yeah, no, I heard that. Okay, come on, where is it at? Dude. There you go. Constructed standard.
See, it's only 3 hours. It's an hour around 3 rounds. See, that's a nice, easy event. And modern too. Nice. Only $30 and popper. All right. All right.
There's one on here I saw that was nuts. Because it was literally for like top prize was like 5 boxes or something like that, dude. It was nuts.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I should have thought ahead when buying my weekend pass on if I wanted to do any events and probably locked in.
You should be able to add them on later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, either way, there's 3 days for the event, right? So I suppose picking one day out of the 3 to sit down and play isn't a bad idea. And then the other 2 will be networking and, you know, all you can eat
primarily for me,
buffets.
it's going to be networking nonstop. Was that?
All you can eat buffets because it's Vegas.
Yeah, I didn't see a single one, man.
What? Damn. Those days must be long gone.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Almost
sure they're
empty.
there. We're looking for an event where you can win boxes. That's what I'm looking for. There's a cube. This cube's interesting.
Isn't that crazy? Like, prize support has dwindled so much that even at a premier convention event, they don't even give out boxes. Damn.
No, there is one for boxes. Pre-con battle, constructed. No. Draft, new. Like, I know, okay. There's a money one, obviously. And I think you crack a whole box and you battle. Mystery booster, no. I think maybe was it a Saturday event? Yeah. All right. Is this just Friday? Dude, one of these days they'll have an intuitive thing here. There you go. Landy, danger, spooky,
Right?
sealed.
You'd think with a company based out of Washington, they'd have more tech savvy fellows there.
Yeah, every year it's like not that great on their purchasing system and everything. I know it was complicated last time too. They do have Boss Monster 25, and it's just for the tickets, whatever. Mega Draft, Mega Mystery, Mega Draft. All pay. Yeah, most of the ones for Modern Horizons was taken up. Full box sealed, no. Precon. The Professor presents.
Huh.
Mm.
There's a lot of events.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's probably a lot of people there too, I guess. So, makes sense.
Unknown. Grand Melee.
I wonder if wearing a mask will help hide the smell.
Damn. Okay. Where is this event, dude?
Benson has a question there in chat. He says or asks, "What do you get just for attending? Regular con pass?" I think it's like $60 for a day. It's $150 for the weekend.
Yeah, for the stuff where you actually get stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the get in the door kind of thing. I think what we're looking at right now is like actual entries for events and stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just gonna pay $60 to stand there. Damn. Well, you know, soak up all the sights and sounds.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so I'm
get
in
all the
challenging
footage.
now.
I wonder if people are gonna be weird about that, like, you know, GoProing and just like kind of idly walking around filming. Like, I wonder if people are gonna be, you know, if they will object to that. There's so many content creators in the Magic space, though, that I feel like, you know, 2/3 of people are gonna have a phone or a camera in their hand.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. And I remember on Magic 30, they emphasized that you can't film, and yet everyone there was filming.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I heard them like saying, "Oh my god, we have too many content creators here." Like tripping about the filming. Like really? They didn't stop a single person.
Wow. Am I gonna have to get some super secret agent 007 spy cam?
Yeah, right.
On my little lapel camera.
All right, I'm still looking for this thing because now I'm motivated. Pioneer. Oh, there's still one of these. Okay, here you go. Invitation to Secret Lair Showdown. 2 play boosters, 1 play booster, and 15. But that is not it. There was one that were actually doing boxes. I'm just gonna have to find it later. But yeah, all the way up to 8th place got a box or 5.
Thank you for coffee. I appreciate it. Sorry about that, DJ. One moment. I have to just give me 10 seconds.
No worries, man. We got to wrap up here soon.
Oh,
about
okay.
30
Okay.
on constructed. It's like 20 or I think 30. I think is the cheapest one I saw. Benson. Man. There you go, Benson. So the premium weekend's what you'd want for the whole weekend. $150. 2 foil counterspell promo cards, 2 Bloomburrow collector packs, 1 collector Duskmorn. The playmat and the deck box and sleeves is pretty much what you got. Single premium game is non-foil counterspell, 1 collector booster, and 1 House of Horror collector booster if you buy for a single day. You can go cheap and not get nothing. $90. Single day, $35. And you get 2 counterspell promos. Non-foil. There's the youth. These are obviously sold out. I guess TCGDude got the legendary VIP.
Negative, sir. I got the $150 package.
Okay,
yeah, the premium weekend one that comes with the collector boosters, the counterspell promo cards, and the playmat and deck box and sleeves. I figured that, you know, $90 versus $150. Like, bro, for the extra $60, I'm gonna get unreleased cards, a new playmat, and you know, swag, right? Like, come on, and of course the counterspell cards. Yeah, so
yeah. I thought you would. I thought you went balls deep and hit that. Yeah,
Nah, bro, that shit. When I looked at it, it was sold out. Those are sold out yesterday.
Yeah. So
yeah. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have even gotten the legendary. Like, I am legendary, but I would not have bought the legendary VIP pack, bro. It's a little too Timmy for me. I'd rather put that same money to an event.
Well, the 60 is for a day though, and you get some stuff. Otherwise, yeah, you just get a non-foil counterspell if you went for the cheap.
Right. All right. Well, then you only have one, and you can't trade or sell the other one.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's been very interesting.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate the opportunity here to review what's happening with MTG and the Vegas Magic Con. And just honestly, this is kind of a stupid opportunity for both of us to like officially announce we got our tickets. We're going, right?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not awful.
Yeah.
Notice no party
Just
this
to let
time.
you know, bro. Like full disclosure, it says 150 for the early bird special. I added on a pin and a snapback hat, so a $10 pin and a $30 hat. It was about $235 out the door, bro, for my. Yeah, but the hat. I'm a hat guy. I'm a big hat guy, so I had to have the hat.
Dude, the hoodie was 65, and I'm just like, I can't right now. Else I would, man.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll just find somebody outside of the convention wearing a hoodie.
That's huge. And just like offer him some free face arrangement.
Yeah, a little free face arrangement. It's an order. Damn.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna wrap up here, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the tardiness, but we did cover everything. It's amazing. They didn't really hold out any of the decent cards. So what we got in the leaks is pretty much it, dude. We have most of the set leaked already.
Right.
So
and we kind of covered that last roundtable.
Yeah, pretty much in its glitched out glory. But yeah, I mean, all the major cards have been spoiled already. So yeah,
I bet somebody's gonna get fired.
Yeah, we might not see Blake anytime soon. He's
no!
Straight up called a Commander Masters. He's like my favorite.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about the big multicolor Eldrazi. Yeah, I hear you, Benson. Goif's Energy and Eldrazi. This is for Modern Legends Commander Horizons spoiler season. Yo.
Yes, exactly.
Omi said
you a
Commander
Modern Legend?
Horizons. Oh,
Yo,
dude.
Dobby just made a new channel meme for me.
What?
Modern Legends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still like the EDH3. Elder Dragon Horizons 3.
Right, EDH3. Yeah. Where's my gang sign for that?
Right? Gang. Yeah.
Dude.
All right. Well, we're going to step off and do a danger meeting. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And we'll see you tonight if you are down for some debauchery. We have DJ L hammered hymns. It's going to be funny. Creating music, BSing, and be sure to bring your Halo. It's gonna get dumb. I'm gonna make it 18 plus, bro. Once I figure out the schedule for today. Oh yeah, I plan on it, bro. So if you guys are down, I probably will have to take down the stream, or I might get canceled. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But do plan on hanging out tonight. It is going to be 18 plus. We'll have some guests as well. And we're just going to have fun BSing and make songs. So, yes, sir. 18 plus, bro. All right. We'll see you tonight. Bye.
Hell yeah. Peace.